Well, welcome everybody. Welcome to part 14 out of 15 Let's Play End of Dragons. I know I've just given you an intro here that suggests we're going to be playing Liz today. That's not actually true. Let's play Gux. Yeah, I think this is a Gux series. I don't think we're going to see any of the other elite specs or anything like that coming in here. But yeah, so I hope you guys all had a good day. I have just finished talking about Living World Season 1 and finishing my video on that. I haven't actually played at all. I think between the two last parts. I'm really hungry. But I basically got no food about, so I've got to wait until after today's video. I'm going to go out and get some food. But, yeah, I just had you know when you're really hungry and you drink a bunch of super cold water and you really feel the coldness of the water? Jesus, Lucas. Come on, man. I was just being nice. I'm just chatting, you know? We already did your thing yesterday. Apparently, by the way, some people in the Spud Club said that, they might have fixed the Jade Bot booster thing that I was doing in there before, but you might be able to just enter that on a mount already to cheese it in other ways. Anyway, yeah, so yeah, I've just had some water and I've had a nice day. I've just posted my video about Living World Season 1. Next on the list is Super Adventure Box, probably, but I'm getting nervous about doing too many of these, like, PowerPoint-y things. I sort of feel like I'm being a bit presumptive or, like, I don't know, stepping out of my position or something, I don't know. But we'll see. I mean, I've got those extra Super Adventure Box videos to go as well at some point. For today, we have the last few quests to do. So, especially, there is building a better bot. There's the end of the Celestial Ministry. This is what I want to start off with. And I've also had a few messages from you guys in the comments, on Discord, various places, that I want to check out. So the first thing that springs to my mind is apparently there's a Quaggan we can talk to in Dragon's End who talks about Malagan and a few other really, really interesting things. Man, I feel like I've got a slightly sore throat here. I don't know why. So you remember all these kids we were talking to in the last episode that didn't have like proper mouse over telegraph and they look like just completely random no-name characters? Well, apparently there's a Quaggan on this map somewhere who is in a similar position, but actually does have a bunch of lore. So I just got to find them. They're somewhere around here. So let's keep our eye out. I see Nightfall's in 16 minutes as well. There's some fire teams in position. Are there guilds and things like going at the moment? I don't think so. Guilds are tags as well, no? See, the interesting thing is I don't know if I've seen a single Quaggan the whole way through the expansion, so I'd be really interested to speak to one and how they got here. And also, there's a really cool Easter egg. I've got to tell you guys this. There's an Easter egg on this map. You know how I noticed when we were doing this fight that the glory of Tyria is in the sky? You know, you've got, like, Logan's airship. There's the glory of Tyria up there as well. Bunch of other airships. Well, there's an Easter egg where if you look up at the right time, I think it's right after a certain part of the event finishes, we can look at this on the finale. If you look up at the right time, you can see Tix's Infinirarium up there. I'm serious. The Winter's Day airship, Tix is contributing here at this final epic moment at the end of the game. I think that is so inspired. That is so cool. That's exactly the kind of thing I was talking about before, where it's like, you know, it really feels like the studio did their homework and they really know Guild Wars and they really love Guild Wars, and, you know, they're pulling off story beats I never would have thought to do, but it's just awesome, right? And that's the kind of feeling I want to chase. That's so cool that they had the Tix from the Infinirarium there in the sky. I love it. So anyway, I heard about that as well between the last two parts, and obviously that's not here, but hopefully tomorrow in the final episode we can sort of show that off. Where the hell is this Quaggan? I don't know where the Quaggan is. I might have to go to Discord. I think I was sent a screenshot of where it is. Yeah, okay, here's the screenshot. There's a Quaggan at the refugee camp. Oh, I see. So here's the refugee camp. It's like down here. There we go. I was reading the screenshot incorrectly. What I needed to do was I needed to look at the final place that the character's standing, not where they had previously ran, which is quite interesting. So here we go this way. Another thing, I really want to get to some of Mandela's messages about Void. In particular, there's one specific comment that I want to respond to. And I think I'll actually put it here on the episode. So we're going to have a bit of a weird moment where we're going to have a bit of a mini Q&A section. I just kind of, I want to read this thing to sort of get it across that I've seen some information. And to also sort of self-indulgently offer my take on the thing, so. Yeah, slight void around here. So here at this refugee camp, apparently there's a Quaggan. Let's keep our eye out. We got this guy. These are dire times, stranger, and now the speakers are working with the Jade Brotherhood. I can't think of a bigger disaster waiting to happen. Here, check it out. Quaggan. When you mouse over, there's absolutely no suggestion that there's more dialogue there. None. But there is.
Hello. This is Quaggan's worst day ever. After getting to the Jade Sea to face Void thing, Quaggan finds that his god Malagan is still alive. Foo.
Okay, what? Malagan is still alive? Why is that a bad thing?
Quaggan's thought she died when Crate attacked. No! She went to Jade Sea, helped humans while Quaggan's undersea world went bad.
Oh my god, look, it's hints about the depths.
Even changed her name to Sue-Won. Boo! Ultimate betrayal to Quaggan's.
But Sue-Won isn't Malagan, we can say? Or we can say that, oh, you're thinking of Melandru, since Malagan and Melandru are the same. Neither of these are facts. It's weird that Gux is like very, he's making declarations there that he doesn't understand, right? But Sue-Won isn't Malagan.
Yes, she is, and she's hiding at the Harvest Temple. She will answer to the Quaggans for this. Foo!
I like that he's mad. Maybe give Sue-Won a pass. She's preoccupied with the Void right now. See, look at this the way that we talk now, you know? It's like Gux is from the west coast of America. Give her a pass. She's preoccupied with the Void right now.
Yes, maybe Quaggan wants to make sure the Void doesn't kill us all first.
Sounds good to me. Bye. But I think the Malagan and Melandru are the same.
Seriously? People always think Malagan is Melandru. No, this Sue-Won is definitely Malagan. Foo.
Ha, we can say Foo as well. Foo! She's like an irresponsible teenager.
Why did you just say Foo? Only Quaggans say that. No, seriously, it's very weird.
This is really weird, this dialogue. It's so strange. The way that Gux talks, the way that he talks. It's bizarre. I mean, it's kind of funny. Sorry.
Stay. Eat. Be well.
Oh, God. I can't do a deep voice like that, though.
Stay. Eat. Be well.
That's as close as I can do it. I'm much better voice acting a Skrit than a deep voiced Quaggan. Okay, so this is good though. Look at this. While the Quaggans' undersea world went bad. Tell me, what went bad down there? What were you dealing with? Not that you necessarily know. I like how shifty this guy is as well. Do you want to chill out, mate? Brilliant. I love that I heard about that guy. God, I feel like I've got to press F on everyone. I'll tell you, actually, there is a really subtle indication that he had dialogue. Are you guys ready? Here's the subtle indication. Now, a truly random, zero dialogue NPC has a generic name, and when you mouse over, it doesn't turn into a chat bubble. But if you notice, the colour of the cursor doesn't change either. See? It's just a regular cursor no matter what I do. However, when we mouse over the Quaggan or the kids, or like Ming here, when we're close and we mouse over, it turns green. See that? When I'm far away and I mouse over, it stays the thing. But when I'm close and I mouse over, it turns green. That's a green cursor right there.
Stay. Eat. Be well.
And so we know that there's dialogue. Meanwhile, if this guy, if I stand close to him and mouse over, it's not green, right? And let's just verify this with Minig. The fact we have to get close sort of doesn't help much. There you go. See, Minig goes green. So there's some very weird, inconsistent telegraphing going on here. But there it is. So I can know. Of course, if I have to be close, I may as well just spam the interact button anyway. Better do that. Oh, this guy goes green.
Hello.
But that just means that he chats to me.
Hello there.
Hello there.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you.
May Melandru guide you.
This is what I did with Stellaris. This is set up right, such that he won't repeat himself, and he'll just eventually stop talking to. And that was really useful to me. Right, well. So yeah, that's Tix's Infinirarium. That's the Quaggan. Now, next. I have been shown a screenshot on Discord about Janin. So, in the previous part, we were very confused about who Janin was, right? So, I'm being told by Aiden. Yeah, it makes me think of Dying Light 2. It's not spelt the same. Aden, actually, I guess I would say his name. I'm being told by Aden, who I think is an Ultra Spud, by the way. You are, dude. Thank you so much for that. Aden says, go east of the Lutgardis Plaza waypoint. So somewhere over here. We're looking for an event. Somewhere over here. I always notice those purple names in Discord. But never, like, really comment on it.
Wouldn't go any further if I were you.
There's been an accident. Several dead. There are no words.
So
I feel sick.
So who we're looking for is we're looking for Detective Detective something, Amley or something, Officer Ryung, Officer Suga. Those are the characters involved in the story, and there's some kind of a quest around here. So let's keep our eye out. Can we see any of them? There's an Officer St. Hio up here.
We're doing everything that we can.
If those thugs keep stealing the eyes, the Risen are gonna destroy our homes, or worse.
I understand your concern. I do.
No, I don't think you do. You're more concerned with the upper districts than you are with our problems.
Okay, well, they don't want to talk about anything else. This place is still really fascinating to me. Oh, by the way, off screen, I got the achievement
Tough
here.
neighborhood for someone who doesn't know their way around.
I got the achievement for jumping up at the birds. Basically, the way it works is it's not just like hit any old 6 birds. There are 6 birds, and you have to hit them each, right? So, like, there was one I'd never got to. I think it was this guy over here, and I had to do that. I did that off screen. It'd be best if you made your way back to the sectors patrolled by Minsec. It's that rough around here? Minsec couldn't give a damn about what happens to us in Grub Lane. We can't even afford fancy tech to keep our homes safe. Aren't you concerned about the chaos in the city? Not in the least. When things go south, we're far enough away from the trouble. As long as our homes are warm and our doors are locked, they can do whatever they want in the city proper.
July Jade is warning the public to avoid Jade Brotherhood goods after numerous reports of dangerous malfunctions. Which raises the question, should the ministries impose harsher crackdowns on the Brotherhood?
I like that. That's very Ministry of Purity. Winds of Change. I like how that kid sat down as I walked near. I feel like really natural. I don't know then. I don't know. I guess I'll just have a look around. But look, there's a whole storyline with some officers that go up into the place, and you can find Janin. Janin is in an event, guys. This Janin that Anka was speaking to. Also, apparently the Lutgardis crypt. There's a bunch of information about Grenth, which as well will be hitting up as well. I don't see the thing. I don't know what to do. Oh, there we go. It sort of felt like that was a bit unnecessary, that we might get punished for that. A bloodstained journal entry. Hold on. The other one was called an old bloodstained note, wasn't it? Every day we draw closer and closer to the corruption. I feel its dark power lick at my lips, tempting me closer and closer. Anka has decided that I'm a vital asset in their efforts. There could have been a world in which we worked with her and the Aether Blades rather than against them in our mutual efforts to change the tides of history. But I fear it's almost time to cut her down. Given the hysteria that has emerged all throughout the nation, I'll be recognized as a savior, a god, and I'll relish every moment of it. Ignorant rats, all of them. Is this Ashu? Do we think this might be Ashu saying this? It's definitely connected to the other... The other bloodstained note, right? The other note in the city was called Bloodstained. Sorry, Bloodstone. Okay, so the other one's an old bloodstained note. This one is a... sorry, I'm typing this in here. Bloodstained journal entry. Ignorant rats. Doesn't like Anka. Gotta cut her down. Anka thinks they're vital. Is this Janin that wrote this? What did the other note say? Oh. I gotta see how to get to this thing. Unfortunately, guys, I'm getting to the point where since we're not even really doing story right now, I'm gonna sky scale just to eliminate some of this tedium of traveling around all over the place, because it's not really fun anymore. I just want the information, you know, and we've climbed around a ton of times, so obviously won't use it in anything new, but I want to spend a million years here. Field Notes 3. Yeah, that's just those guys trying to get into the vault, which isn't related to this story at all. But here, this purest document fragment. Old bloodstained note. It's got a separate name though, right? It has two names. Did the other one have? I don't know if the other one had. Oh my god, dude, can you not do this? I'm busy. I'm busy learning lore, and you're attacking me. God, I'm so loud. I'm gonna turn the effects down. Which sucks. We're gonna lose footsteps again, but whatever. So here's the other thing I want to do. I mean, is this where the event takes place? I swear when I first got here in like episode 3, I swear that we saw there was an event here. Here's the other thing I want to do though. I want to get to that note that was like in the center of the city. Do you guys remember? We got to climb up, we got to follow the spirits to it.
Did you know that Jaden's first strike?
Because ArenaNet had specifically hinted about that story. I kind of hate that some of the lore doesn't have achievements associated with it, you know? So where was that, like, epic zipline? Was it this one?
Did you ever think we'd live to see Cantha reopen to the world?
Only in my dreams. I've always pictured boarding a massive ship sailing the world.
I've always pictured something like that too. I don't think that was the best zipline, but it's pretty good. Where's this one going to go? Up or down? Down. I'm going to guess this goes down. Oh, where was my preview? Oh no, it's even worse than that. It's like really long and down. Oh dear.
Welcome to the Cantha Report. This is me, Ray, reporting live from our studio.
You just finished the Living World Season 1 video I put out, really wondering how much it would take for them to re-implement it. Yeah, I thank you for talking about that. I'm really interested in the topic at the moment. I think,
It'd be a shame to see Sakta go out of business. They've been operating since old Kyning's.
one of the things that I kind of just want to get across in that video is just remind people how much work it is, you know, and just how long the thing is. And I hope that the video did that, you know. If it did that, I think that's in some way of service. Because it's so easy, you know, it's one of those things. I think I can be rightly accused of this very often. But it's one of those things where it's like, it's so easy to just say, oh, do this, just implement this, just do this, just do this. But, you know, to really remember, really pay dues to, like, how hard this stuff is or how much there is, you got to really think about it, you know. And, you know, it's very easy to be, like, lazy with your thinking, you know. You can just think, oh, Season 1 was just fixing signs in Wayfarer Foothills, whatever. But the truth is, Season 1 was only kind of bad for those first 4 episodes. Then it was like really high quality and there was a lot happening for basically a year straight. All those double releases. And then, yeah, they went on break for a while before all the Attack on Lion's Arch stuff and it was a bit thinner. And yeah, I personally, I've said it before and I'll say it again. It was not in that video script, but I think the decision to do Living World Season 1 like killed Guild Wars. Do you remember after Dragonstorm last year, I did a video saying these are the worst things that the game's ever done, ever. I sort of reviewed all the worst things they ever did. And my number one, I'm pretty sure, right? My number one option, the thing that got to the top of the list, it wasn't Primordus and Jormag dying like that. The worst thing they ever did was Living World Season 1. In terms of, like, people should have known there was an expansion. They should have gone to more tried and true formats that other MMOs were showing up, all that kind of stuff. Squandering, like, hundreds of thousands of people out of the audience, right? Like, that's bad. That Season 1 was a terrible thing. But, you know, that's sort of not the point here, right? So there was opportunity costs and stuff. That's all said and done. There's no point ranting about it or whatever. The fact is that bringing Season 1 back now has benefits for the game long term and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, I do believe in bringing it back. It's kind of a weird thing to have both opinions at once, that Season 1 was the worst thing, but also it would be an excellent move to bring it back. But, you know, they're different stories for different eras of the game, right? Anyway, I can't find this place. Is it around the other side? I can't find where it is. I'm so tempted to Griffin off of this, but I'll refrain. What I don't want this episode to be is a ton of time running around Kynan clueless. We've got real quests to do. We've got real voice acting to listen to, real lore. So don't you guys worry. But I really want to see this note. I think it's really important we find this note. So let's just keep our eye out. Is it somewhere over here? I mean, does anyone remember where it is? Where's the little spirit game you play? And it takes you across a couple of rooftops, a couple of ramps. And then where's the cat grave? The baby cat grave that they added. That's where I'm trying to go. I don't remember how to get there. I thought it was in a place like this. But I thought it was the south of the city, near the Ministry of Archives. You still think we're quite a few years from Guild Wars 2? I mean, that's one of the parts of the video that I said was like, doing it right now is a mistake because the story's just stopped and Joe Mama is wondering whether Guild Wars 2 is going to go on. I'd almost be scared of a Season 1 now because it would be like, people are just going to look at it as like, oh, it's the end of the game, you know? They're just rounding out this shit that's missing and then we're going to Guild Wars 2. I think people will interpret it that way. So I'd really like to do Season 6. And I don't know whether I believe in the, like, blending both at once idea, but maybe it's possible. I've already seen a couple of comments. I mean, I only just put the video up, but I've seen a couple of people saying the blending idea is the right way to go, and I kind of believe in that. But, I'm not totally convinced. Dude, I don't know where it is. It's above Tengu Square, is it? Tengu Town. It's at the Cobble Ward. Yeah, see, it was. I needed to go this way, didn't I? Did I just, like, cop out a bit too early? Alright, let's just climb up at Cobble Ward and see what we've got. I think we need to decide the future of the game based on what Joe Mama would like to see. Yeah, you know, the reason that quote is in that video is because I like the idea. You know, on the previous presentation thing I did, someone gave me like this like corporate list of like very dry instructions about here's how a presentation should look. And one of the things they said, and it was useful, one of the things they said was have quotes. And I'm always like, yeah, man, I read my whole life. I'm just reading opinions about Guild Wars. Just constantly. That's what I do. I just read and see what the community thinks, and I sort of bounce back and forth off of it. And, you know, I could have a... I've read hundreds of quotes that can support my views and my arguments one way or the other, and just putting them on would be cool. So I thought to myself, okay, I'll put some quotes on. And what I was gonna do was I was gonna have a quote on every page, you know. But I got basically immediately tired of the legwork that would have to go into that. So I just sort of said fuck it. But I saw Joe Mama had an appropriate quote from like the new comment feed. You know, I'm not gonna dig through hundreds of thousands of comments for the right quotes. But Joe Mama was there 20 minutes ago, so I was like, I'll put your one on Joe Mama. Oh, what's this whisper? Hi, do you still make YouTube video? I do, yes. I do indeed. I'm making one right now. I'm making a YouTube video right now. Dude, I really enjoy making videos like this. I've been thinking about a bunch of games that I'd love to play. Here we go. This is it. I'll do the chest anyway, because there's an achievement for it. Like, but in this format, you know, I'd love like a lazy run through of like Fable 2 or something, you know, classic Tomb Raider games. I just sit here and just like, it's so easy making videos like this. It's so easy. Ugh. Jump across. Here it is. Letter to Home. Who is this? What is this storyline? What is this? It is Janin. It is related. It is related. I'm so happy that it's related. I was scared it wasn't going to be. Dude, this Janin shit. Oh god, my notes are so bad. Letter to Home note is from Janin. So Janin likes Gakkai. I might need to extend my stay by a few more weeks. I've made so much progress hiding among the Aether Blades. I'll return to you soon, my love. Give Jury a kiss on the cheek and Mao Chin a big hug. We'll go somewhere quiet when I'm back. Just you and me. Okay. Janin infiltrated the Aether Blades. And then Janin didn't like Anka. Did Janin call people ignorant rats? Oh, I can't do this. I need to go to the wiki. I can't do it. My notes are terrible. I can't do this. I want to be able to do it. We have all the information we need now, but it's spread across 3 fucking notes, and I don't have I either type these out fully and try to order them, or I just wait until it's on the wiki. But hold on. Who's Gakkai? I recognize that word as well, so let me just have a quick look if there's a wiki page for Gakkai. Or however I say that, I'm probably saying it wrong. No, Gakkai is only mentioned in this letter to Home that people have found on the wiki anyway. WP, just wondering if you saw my comments on the previous video about the Season 6 idea. If you did, what do you think of the Mist idea? Listen, I read all the comments, but I don't remember every name next to every comment. I don't ascribe personalities to every suggestion and stuff. So I've probably read it, but I don't know what yours was out of hundreds and hundreds of comments. I don't know what Night Stalker wrote. You said the Mists. I mean, there's probably like 30, 40 messages about the Mists. What was your idea about the Mists? Oh, and what if there's more letters? God, there's so many cats here. I can play with a bunch of them. I love this vibe with the fish swimming around. And the bots down there as well. It's quite cool. Who's Gakkai? Gakkai? I recognize that word. Does anyone know of any other notes? This is the unfortunate thing. I kind of want this to be some big collaborative effort, right? With a ton of people, but... Here I am starting an unscheduled video at 5 in the morning, 6 in the morning. People are at work. On a work day as well. Let's just go back over real quick. I want to see if Janin's event is up. Oh, wow. Is the volunteer UI different now? Did they change that? Oh, we got to go see if this event is up. Hello, William. It's good to see you. Thank you very much, man. I hope you have a good day. We're going to read Mandela's message as well in a second to do with the Void. So I heard a good theory from Cossage, by the way, about the Void and the Inquest, which is kind of a cool hook for the future of the game. The idea being that Subject Alpha or Subject Beta and Kudu's daughter might... The Inquest might have got their hands on a way to generate more Void and manipulate more Void. So there are fun ways in which Void can definitely continue to be a threat. And kind of sneaky. There you go, honorary plumber. We get a little bit better out of that. So, and that was quite exciting. We'll talk about some of this Cantha artifact stuff soon. But yeah, Mandela had a good comment, which I want to get to in a second. Oh my god, I just got the weirdest, strongest taste of chocolate. And I haven't eaten chocolate for ages. When's Easter? When did I last eat chocolate? I think I had a bar of chocolate before Christmas. Like a big bar of Galaxy. Oh, I had chocolate cake in, like, last month, a few weeks ago, 5 weeks ago, something like that. Chocolate cake. Does that count? Oh my god, I literally just got the taste of an Easter egg. That was the weirdest thing ever. I don't know what that's all about. Okay, Bloodstained journal entry. I don't know if Janin wrote this. Maybe they did. Maybe Janin wrote it. So I kind of get the idea. ArenaNet suggested that that story is sad. That letter is sad because the person involved with it... Well, it's just sad in some way. And I kind of get the idea that it's sad because we're going to kill Janin in a dynamic event. Or we're going to find out Janin is, like, undead or something now. And we'll never get home to Gukai. But they also kind of suggested there's like a double meaning. I want to know this story. By the end of this LP, I want it to be clear what this story is. And especially Anka's connection to it. If we don't figure this out today and collaboratively figure out in the comments as well before the finale, I mean, it's just going to become this question mark. That maybe in other videos over the playlists over the years I'll do, but it will feel forever incomplete to me, I think. I can't see the event running either. Oh, there is an event. Aha! Detective Amy. There's a player skiff there. Let's get dialogue on. Let's get dialogue on. But I've missed the start. This is what sucks about dynamic events instead of quests. I've missed the start. Alright, anyway. Don't die, Amy. Join us. I think it's the start, because she only just died. Fucking hell. Oh my god, I died. Wait. Jade Bot. Signet of Agony. Okay, let's actually play the game instead of just spamming through confusion. Why did I die there? Diviners isn't that much more defensive than Marauders. Oh, I bet it's because this Risen Knight just nuked me and I didn't do anything. Oh man, I love weeping shots. I didn't check if Arc is updated again, by the way. I set all that stuff up and then I didn't check. Okay. What triggered her to come here? Like, what's the start of your story? You know, I like the Final Fantasy dynamic events because they actually do have, like here on the UI on the top right, they have lore written there that tells you what started the story. Now that weakness. That's the thing, right? Like, the Condi build, I wouldn't worry so much. I don't have any batteries. We're not on a timer. We just got to keep her alive.
Oh, this place smells pretty bad.
Yeah, well, it's filled with Risen. They're literally dead.
I'm gonna use the Dark Barrage. I'm gonna back up, right, so that I hit them both with the Dark Barrage. Okay. I swear, WP, you're the master of feast or famine. I've been trying to get caught up to the live episodes, but I'm only on 4. Good problems to have, though, and you're enjoying the content. Yeah, I am. I'm not a very stable person, you know. If I'm passionate and enthusiastic and I love a thing, I'll work as hard as anyone. But if I'm not or whatever, I don't know. You're right. I'm very feast or famine. It's probably probably some indictment about my personality there that I'd rather not get into. But look, I'm glad to have stuff for people to watch whenever I do, you know. One day I'll find a balance with this job. It's very hard, you know. It's really a luxury. People would never appreciate or think it, but working with other people, having sort of a more standard schedule. I never had these problems at school or in any other job.
Attention, citizens of New Cayenne. We're receiving reports of power outages across the city. Do not be alarmed.
Asking this again, WP. Are you aware of extra hidden lore in the Yong reactor instance? The Yong reactor? I know that I've missed some stuff in the main storyline, which is one of our things. Probably even on this episode we're going to go and do. So it's either today or the next episode. So I don't know what exactly. Is the Yong reactor the deep sea lab? Oh my god, let's get rid of this goddamn prop. Oh god, she's running up there. Hold on, lady. Oh god, whoa, 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 whoa.
What do you think that thing is?
I'm not sure. Do you feel that pulsing? Well, let me take a closer look.
Is it me, or does the air feel a little thicker around here?
Watch out!
Oh my god, I can't even shroud while they're talking because it silences them. What? Why is he infinite blocking and reflecting? Dude, this isn't elite. I'm not on a time limit, right? No. Okay, so I did do this. I've done this event. When we first got here, I did this event. Unbelievable. I guess a player came here earlier on that instance, and they didn't manage to get, like... I've got to go to Axe, man. Axe 3 would be so good right now. And maybe they wiped. If they got an elite tactician, they might not have been able to do it as a new player. Or even just a veteran player. But with a non-standard build or whatever. Alright. So then I wandered on later. So what is it? We can fight the Crate Obelisk. It's Orion corruption on a Crate Obelisk. Now, is that detail relevant? They don't actually specifically call it a Crate Obelisk, but is that relevant? I feel like it must be. Oh, that 10k. Weeping shots. So good. Vile Blast got evaded, which sucks. Oh, the full Dark Barrage? No! That's why we got a Vital Draw first, so that we can lift them. Float them, I should say. Use the correct terminology. So I'm going to just take my time on this, because I want to see how much stuff there is. Like, can we kill all the mobs before I hit the thing? You know, in an ideal world, I would now stand here for like a full hour waiting to see how this event resets. Okay, there we go. There's no mobs left. This is literally called a purist document fragment. But that might... There's nothing here about Kakai or Janin or anything. So who wrote that? Who is it that doesn't like Ashu? And it's not from Anka, because it's from the purists. Okay, I guess I'll break the thing.
If we destroy it, the attacks might stop.
Yep. I'm trying to go slow in case there's that dialogue and I don't want to interrupt it.
Finally.
Okay.
I can breathe again. what do you think that thing was?
My nan used to tell me a bunch of stories about relics washing up after the Zaitan disaster. Maybe it was...
Hold that thought.
Good!
Unchained Mage.
Who are you?
Aimee! Don't get too close to her!
I am the end. My blood boils beneath the earth.
So it's Janin. There she is. It's Janin. But she's undead. She's totally risen, right? Okay, so it's something like this, okay? It's that the purists want to use Zaitan magic to extend their life, possibly related to the corruption, the Chalice of Corruption, and to the Affliction. I don't know. But that's kind of a beautiful story, because, you know, the Ministry of Purity started with destroying the Afflicted, and now that's, like, what they're looking at. To continue and hold their grasp, which is, you know, like this beautiful thing. And if Ashu's still around... Oh, I see why they wrote that story, because there's such a delectable irony there. It's really good. I've actually just wiped here. What's the bounty thing that I failed? I'm not going to stop for the poison, because it stops our resustain. Wow, our down state was pathetic there. Why were we ticking so slowly? Time left. Time limit, 1 minute. Oh, God. To revive her. Oh, no, I'm going to fail it. How does it go? How's it end? Wait, what is this? How did I die, by the way? What is the... Oh, shit. How am I supposed to revive? Like this. Oh, bro. What have I got? Oh, she's alive again. Oh, okay. It's not so bad. I have to be close. Sniper. Targets foes and fires a powerful shot.
You are or what you want. We're ending this. Foolish children. Naive and ignorant. Die at my hand. Feed the nest.
Feed the nest? Ooh, this is some cool, like, hive mind shit here, eh?
Everyone in one piece? Limbs still attached?
I think so.
That could have gotten us killed! Or worse, turn into Risen!
Come on, Suga, give her a break.
No! Dragging us here was selfish.
You didn't have to come.
Please,
Of course I was gonna come. I wasn't gonna let you get eaten by some undead wench.
Kiss, kiss, kiss.
We could have gone about that better. Planned, brought better weapons. Fill us in on your schemes next time, okay?
Okay.
But what do they say? Can I go back? I'm going to follow them. I'm going to follow them and I'm going to see if they've got any dialogue. So it's something like the Ministry of Purity have found a way to extend their lives. Ashu did it a long time ago. They want to keep going with it now. They're basically like afflicting themselves Amphas style. There's all that irony about that's what the Ministry of Purity's become when its initial efforts were actually to get rid of affliction. That's how far the fanaticism's taken them. Dude, this new form of Risen skill. Oh, what, they just jumped? What? But where did they go? Motherfucker. Anka and the Aether Blades have helped them, like, learn a bit more. Anka did it as well. Anka did it to herself. These guys wanted to kill Anka, though. For some reason, they were having a fallout. They weren't working together. I guess because they're outsiders, right? Like, the Ministry of Purity could have cooperated with the Aether Blades to a much greater degree. But they're morons that are, you know, so xenophobic they see absolutely no value in the outside world or the cooperation. So, so they don't. It's something like that. That's the story. I've just given you to the story there. But I feel... who's Gakai?
Citizens of New Kainan, we have received multiple distress calls from the...
And the meta I'm not too sure about. Is this where the guys start? course, there are all the fun notes here. So I should go back and watch that ArenaNet stream and see what they said. They said something like, oh, it's sad, didn't they? And that's fair, because Janin's goddamn dead. Caught in a loop. Now, is there some relation to the Crate Obelisk? Okay, here's the story. Cthulhu monster builds obelisks.
I wouldn't go any further if I were
Cthulhu monster can grant you long life. Because Cthulhu monster is related to Envoy lore. The affliction is actually somewhat close to the Cthulhu monster stuff. The Cthulhu monster has found Shiro's body and reinstated him as an envoy. The Crate were worshipping the obelisks for years. When Suwon left, the Cthulhu monsters started acting again. The Cthulhu monster scared all the Quaggan and shit out. The Cthulhu monster is like their prophet.
You're mine.
It's something like that. They can write that. That is the story. I mean, I've articulated it beautifully, haven't I? I mean, what an execution that is. But that's what it is. That's the thing, I think. Now, let's go to another big thing. We're going to look at Grenth now. We're going to go to the Jade Gate, which is one of the most visually striking areas of the X-Pack. And we're going to do Vald Hertz, okay? But this time it's not bugged. The most recent patch actually fixed these bugs. And then we're going to do the end of the Celestial Ministry, which should be Envoy-related lore, I think. Possibly. Maybe, I don't know. But I think talks a little bit more about the gods and stuff. So, there's stuff to learn here too. Now, if I remember rightly, it's north, innit? I think it's north. Now, how Zaitan and the Risen connect. I don't know how Cthulhu connects to Zaitan. What if Cthulhu is Zaitan? Oh, that would be so good, wouldn't it? Because Zaitan brought himself back. If liches can bring themselves back, why the fuck can't Zaitan bring himself back? That's why there's no body. No, that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense. Oh, God, I want to know what their plan is there. Can they make it all make sense? What is their plan? Because, by the way, Zaitan essentially is the Cthulhu monster. He's just not underwater. But, I mean, he even has water association, what with, you know, all the coral and stuff, raising ore back up. The tidal wave and so on. I don't know how to put it all together, but it's all these things. It's like herding cats, you know? I'm going to find a way to wrap them all into one unified theory, guys. The grand unified theory of the Cthulhu monster. Anyone want to do it? I've forgotten where the entrance to this place is. It's near the Jade Gate, I know that. If Zaitan brought himself back, then would it make sense for him to be a part of the Dragon Void? Yeah, I don't think that they actually are going to do it, that Zaitan brought himself back. But, oh yeah, in my Living World Season 1 video, I kind of talk a bit about how the personal story needs a little touch-up. And I actually had to cut out a whole rant where I started talking about Zaitan and... Oh, it'd be so good. This is where the Glory of Tyria fight can be reworked and you can have a strike. And I was like, no, this is no longer about Season 1. You have to cut this, dude.
For the forest!
It's somewhere along this. Is it? Oh, it's there is the POI, so maybe it's along this way. It's somewhere on the wall. Just got to find the entrance. Did you notice the ancient Canthan armor sets with the squid kraken imagery? No, I didn't. I know that there is this thing of the squid / kraken. That light is kind of creepy. But man, everything is mysterious and exciting to me right now. Seeing that light there, I was like, ooh, what's that alluding to? Warden Law? Ooh. I was told that that's Kraken appears in Lion's Arch as well, so a bit of a shame. Okay, so this should be a totally different experience this time because it's not bugged and stuff's happening. So we spoke to this person. Aren't you a ritualist? So here, for example, overcome the furious ghosts and ancient turrets. Is this a way out? Is it just a ring? I guess it's just a ring. Oh, I just got turned around. I just straight up got turned around. I'm just an idiot. Oh, the event's over. Oh, another player did it? Is that bad? Does that, like, trick me out or whatever? Oh, these people are talking.
Might have actually made a difference.
Oh, there's a bunch more to this.
Ministry's here.
I kind of enjoyed the quiet vibe.
Five noble houses will never fall to you.
Oh my god, we're gonna absolutely devastate them. So, there is a thing here. Vald, Hertz, Victor. Complete all the rooms in a single run. But there's another one. Loot chests.
You're not Ministry. We never fought the Ministry. We just coughed until there was nothing left. This can't be what the Durheim artifact was meant to do, can it? Fresh pain. After all these years.
The Durheim artifact. Oh god, I've missed the start of the story again. This can't be what the Durheim artifact was meant to do, can it? Fresh pain after all these years? Is it bringing this ghost back to the realm of mortality?
It was your grandmother in hiding. Safe.
You didn't want to go with them?
No. This is my home, and I won't give it up. I'd rather die in the forest than live anywhere else.
Yeah, well, we didn't get that choice. No place for us there. But that's not on you. Thank you for staying to fight.
Oh, why are these guys fighting us now?
Ministry's here! Come down!
Oh, because they all think we're the Ministry. These are like faux fire ghosts, right? They're all stuck in time, like the faux fire ghosts. And I mean, the faux fire ghost stuff's interesting as well. Orient artifact, ultimately, Sahothin and Magdea. Such an artifact might also have washed up here or something. But I think there's an achievement to do this without getting hit or something. Also, did I not just skip a chamber? So I'm going to miss out on the full reward now?
The Ministry of Purity never got here. We died side by side, but not in battle.
The Heart of Rant couldn't save us. And now it's twisting us.
The Heart of Grenth. Is that the Durheim artifact? The Heart of Grenth. And now it's twisting us. Now, I don't recognize that from anywhere else in the game. Let's look at some of the Grenthy shit over here. Murdered Dreams. Cathedral of Silence. Oh, I don't have all this stuff. There's a lot of cool sounding things there, but nothing like that. Oh, here you go. The room with the pots does have stuff. Hold on. I feel like I'm... No, well, I can't. There's other players here, so I've got no choice but to go at their speed. Necromancer U. Gorpoff. How do I say that? Is that how Dredge sound in Guild Wars 1? I don't think any were voice acted in Guild Wars 1. I can't remember any voice acted Dredge in the first game. Voice acting was quite rare.
No, I know death. Death has always been my ally, my comfort. But it couldn't claim me because of the heart. Instead, undeath, torment. You're here now, trying to do something about it. I'll light your way. The crypt has a test for you. Only true friends of the Kurziks can go any further.
Okay, so this artifact, the Heart of Grenth, is stopping these spirits from moving on. It's trapping them in undeath and torment. What do I do here with all these players? This guy says he's got it, so he might remember. And he is right. He's done that correctly. I mean, I figured this out before. I don't know if I fully remember the whole thing, so... Interesting. So an artifact associated with Grenth and ore, probably washed it because of the tidal wave, is stopping these spirits move on. Now, this could definitely explain some of the stuff with the Unchained in the Old City. There we go. Nico has solved the heads of houses. Oh, here we go. 10 stacks. Lose 1 stack of this effect when struck by an enemy. Oh, wow. Actually, one of my allies there just absolutely saved me there by blinding the target. Did you see that? I'm going to stay back.
You're not our enemy. Our enemies are all long dead, rotting
to the
ground, just like us.
That should give us a bit of relief, but only until the heart soaks up more of that corruption.
You're a hero, right? Maybe you can do your hero thing and cut off the corruption at the source.
Indeed. Indeed. Take whatever you need from here. Better to help the living than rot with the dead.
Cut off the corruption at its source. What do you mean, cut off the corruption at its source? I wish I could have seen that animation. That guy nuked that thing real quick. Time until event ends, 1 minute. I'm unable to open the chest. What? I participated. I did it this time. Okay, well, whatever. So in 1 minute, can I go back in and do it again? Is it because I never tagged this? Did I need to tag this? I didn't fight it because I was scared they were going to DPS it too fast, that all the dialogue was going to go away. So I deliberately didn't DPS it, hoping I'd scaled it up or whatever. But I'm guessing because I never tagged it, I never got achievement credit, so it's... That's so lame, man. I'm trying to, like... Ugh. These are not problems with normal quests. Fucking try and do one thing, can't see the start of the story. Here I didn't really see the start. Alright, let me just get me the fuck out. Let's try this again. I'm swearing a lot lately, and I am sorry about that to everyone. Once upon a time, I used to get comments from parents who would say, "Oh, I really like your videos because my newborn baby can listen to it, and they like the sound of your voice." I don't get any comments like that anymore. And I think it's because they hear me swearing away like a sailor, and they're just out. Look, what can I say? I've been watching The Wire, you know? They swear like mad on that show. It looks like a normal lantern. Yeah, I'm in. New event. Ugh. It still says success. I'll wait 30 seconds. Let's do it again, right from the start. Now, the thing is, I'm going to have to remember how that goddamn puzzle works. But there's definitely another achievement I missed. I mean, what's my tip? What's my telegraph? I mean, surely we can just go in. Surely. 3, 2, 1. Okay, we all get kicked out. Touch the lantern. Alright, this is good, because we get the opening dialogue here. Oh, is that guy, oh, what was that animation?
Who is that?
It looked like a Vindicator
Why are
landing.
you here?
Who is it? Why are you here? This is a dredge speaking.
I don't know you.
Okay.
The ministry's here. Get on your feet. We have to rally.
It's very much concerning me I have achievement credit on me the whole time. Oh, look, there's a barricade. Yeah, or none of this was here before. None of it. Eating attacks from them doesn't seem to be ripping stacks, so that's something. Oh. I see. So these things on the floor, actually, they trigger spikes and things. What is that? Blight, Eyes of Vald Hertz. Something is watching closely. Hold on, what is this then? Something within this space is watching you closely. Does that actually get answered by this storyline? It looks like the storyline is just about the thingy of Grenth. So, is that a hint about something deeper here? Oh, I need to be like classic WoodenPotatoes in this expansion. I need to like seriously think about like what they're breadcrumbing, because I think they are. Okay, ancient arrow cart on the fauna. We can read about the animals.
They said these are just prototypes. Can you imagine how much better the final product's going to be?
Remarkable. I wish we'd been willing to ally with them sooner. Might have actually made a difference.
Okay. And then we have this fight.
Alert! Ministry's here!
And this is where we were just a minute ago when we got here for the first time. That was weird. Do you see how Devouring Cut didn't actually really move me in? The hitbox on that must be much different to what I thought it was. I know, the one thing about this build is I feel really weird playing elixirs but not sharing. Like, it just feels so like bizarrely selfish, I don't know.
You're not Ministry. We never fought the Ministry. We just coughed until there was nothing left. This can't be what the Derheim artifact was meant to do, can it? Fresh pain. After all these years.
Oh my god, I just had a moment. The whole way through this episode so far, we're an hour and in. I've just been focusing on Guild Wars, just looking forwards. And I just looked to the right and I noticed the sun's come up. It was dark, and I've just looked and I've realised I'm in a brightly lit room. Okay, so does this puzzle work now? Use the levers to turn on all the floor panels blue. So we have these orbs here. These weren't here before. Flaming, Aqueous, Earthy, and Mistral. What's the stone scribbles? Was that available before? Let's have a... Yeah, this is the poem, right? Oh, run your hand across the sketch. Cantha symbol for sleep. Oh! I couldn't do this before when it was bugged. I guess the situation is I want to light these up, and then this is the this is the coup de grace. This is the last moment. Well, maybe not actually. What does that do? Sleep clears it, maybe? And how's this work in a co-op environment? Is it just the first one of us that finishes it? So let me just try this the way I did it before. Oh, look, there's weird corruption in the center. Do you see that? Or is there? Was that just some player effect? Okay, what was it? Bring light. So bring fire to earth. Damn it. How am I missing? Where's water? The sky. I would guess from this that elements guide you. Light to the world is fire, earth. In shades of the sky at midday? I'm definitely interpreting this wrong. Because you could say midday is fire, couldn't you? Midday might be fire. The flaming lever might end it. So it might go Mistral fire. Bring light to the world. But I just don't get where the Aqueous is. You're pretty sure midday shades is just blue sky. Okay, so then you think that it would end at Mistral, but that still doesn't answer the question of where water would be, does it? Shades? And fuck it, let's try it. Bring light to the earth. And then the fire, the water, that, and then look, it's rain last because everybody likes sleeping in the rain. Alright, it didn't work. I figured this out though before via spam. Yeah, it doesn't have enough information if you ask me. Yeah, I think you're right, dude. I think you are right. I can't remember how I finished it before. It was something like this. These were the last two I was hitting, Aqueous and Flaming. I'm glad that all these other dumbasses haven't figured it out. It's not just me. It's just a riddle. It's not a coded message. Well, how does that help us then? Oh, there you go. I got it. Oh, I'm a genius. I did it. It was all intended, everybody. They're not actually all lit up, but hey. This was the last one I pulled. What was that one?
This is my home, and I won't give it up. I'd rather die in the forest than live anywhere else.
Yeah, well, we didn't get that choice. No place for us there. But that's not on you. Thank you for staying to fight.
Oh, someone in the live chat's actually provided a solution there. Apparently the answer is...
Ministry's here! Come down!
It's hard to read while fighting. Hold on. Apparently the solution is Flaming, Aqueous, Mistral. Okay, yeah, I've definitely not interpreted that correctly. I guess it's just trying to paint a picture about the colours. Oh, you think it's just a flowery way of saying make the whole thing blue? Didn't it specifically say make it all blue in the event text though or something? Maybe I'm wrong about that. Anyway, they've also provided a solution for the final chamber, which is cool because we figured that out before. I didn't want to drag this episode down too much with a massive long rerun of that. But so that's cool. So thank you very much. I really appreciate that help there.
The Ministry of Purity never got here. We died side by side, but not in battle.
The Heart of Grant couldn't save us. And now it's twisting us.
I swear that the Heart of Grant was mentioned in one of these as well.
The Echo Vault gangs are at war with each other. Anyone who can help, please meet me at Mori Village.
Congratulations on making it this far, but you won't go any further. I call on the spirits of my ancestors. Help me protect the last of our family.
What's up with his name, by the way? It's such a weird name. Do you think that that's a oh my god, an anagram in any way? I mean, look at that. Gorhopf. Gorhopf, is that a normal name? I'm gonna upset someone Germanic with this. Is that normal? I mean, that's very weird to me, isn't it? Oh, I should have Whale of Doom. That would have felt really good there. That would have been a 5-target Whale of Doom. Nice long days. Oh, they're all dead.
Wait. No. I know death. Death has always been my ally.
There was one. I'm gonna look.
My comfort. But it couldn't claim me because of the heart. Instead, undeath, torment. You're here now, trying to do something about it. I'll light your way.
No.
The crypt has a test for you. Only true friends of the Kurziks can go any further.
He's not in the first game. Okay. Oh, the spirit's going along. Wait, is the spirit the thing watching me? Something within this space is watching me. Is it the blue thing that's moving through with me? Right, okay, so I'm just gonna say let me to these guys. Right, so I'm gonna base this on advice here. So the Zuheltzer's like a shield, and that's for the Wallow. The White Tiger is the Vasbergs.
The Brotherhood
Who
made
like
their
a
first
sword.
move. They're marching toward Kropa, a Kurzik outpost in Speaker territory.
Wait, that is the right thing. Yeah, yeah. The white tiger is the Vasbergs with the sword. The crane. Oh, look, there's spirits there now. The crane is the Durheims, and they like to dagger. The Kirin is the luck goddess who liked a bow. This was the thing I fucked up. I reversed these before. Which leaves us with the staff at the Phoenix. There we go. We did it nice and quick. Thank you again to that for the help. So all the spirits merge into the center of the room. Move along. Is the idea we're collecting spirits as this goes along?
This is where it ends, Ministry Rats. The Dredge will never be slaved again.
There's that word rats
We will
again.
never submit to you, nor any other authority. Kurzik and Dredge are free peoples.
Oh, look at this. I've made the achievement easier for myself because I have 20 stacks now. Commissar Ignat. He called them Ministry Rats. We heard rats.
You're not our enemy. Our enemies are all long dead, rotting to the ground, just like us.
That should give us a bit of relief, but only until the heart soaks up more of that corruption.
You're a hero, right? Maybe you can do your hero thing and cut off the corruption at the source.
Indeed. Indeed. Take whatever you need from here. Better to help the living than rot with the dead.
So the name of that ability was Void Eye. Who else uses Void Eye? So the void got into the artifact. It's corrupted. You have to cleanse it. That should give a bit of relief. This is Lavinia Durheim. But is there any more dialogue for me? Do you guys want to talk? There wasn't much to really interpret there, was there? I kind of wanted to stand there and see it hit me a bunch more. Do we get a mastery point? I actually think we just dinged 3 achievements in a row there. Yeah, Hale and Hearty, Vald, Hertz, Victor, and For the Living, Not the Dead. Oh, okay, so total across the expansion, they want me to do this 5 times. 7 times 5 is 35. Okay. In fact, I'm a little bit ahead of that, apparently, somehow. So I'm going to get kicked out now. Interesting. I like this format of mini dungeon. I can see it's actually a lot closer to the Jade Sea one than I realised, because the Jade Sea one's kind of like very scripted with a story going along and stuff. Interestingly enough, the Jade Sea one doesn't have a chest room at the end, though, does it? This one had a chest room, but the Jade Sea one not. Does that mean that I haven't actually seen the full Jade Sea one? I actually feel like we gotta go spend more time there today, because it's weird to think the last episode of the LP is coming up, and I've done so little of the non... Oh, do I get Togo stuff? I really don't know. I've done so little of the non... Dragon's End stuff there. Who knows how much detail and fun stuff there is, like that Quaggan we spoke to a second ago. Alright, well anyway, there you go. So that's Vald Hertz. And also, by the way, we're really close. Oh no, we're not actually. Wow, there's still 8 achievements before they give me the backpack on this one. Okay, so that's Vald Hertz. Should we now do the next main quest thing, which is the end of the Celestial Ministry? I quite like that idea. So let's do that one. For all I know, I can collect one of these goddamn bad boys from the JT. The end of the Celestial Ministry. So, the Celestial Ministry ruled with an iron fist. Now they've scattered to the winds. So, the Celestial Ministry was, as far as I remember, like the governing body in the original game. It had like the Ministry of Flame and Earth and Wind and stuff. The Ministry of Purity came up through them. I can't remember what Hui said at the start of this, but we just spoke to them in Arborstone. So speak with Jiabo, the descendant of Minister Jaisan. That is a name I recognize from Guild Wars 1. So this is at the archives again, apparently. We're going back to the archives a great many times. So, no time like the present. Let's just get going over there.
As the Jade Sea reverts, many are left wondering what will happen.
Oh god, people are saying my pronunciation of the German name was bad. How am I supposed to say it? It's pronounced Uwe. Uwe? What did I say? You. Uwe. What about his second name? Is that a normal name, is it? Forgive the ignorance. Where is this zipline, man? I've got to get it in my head. I don't know. Let's just climb up. The last name is from Guild Wars 1? Oh, interesting. Am I up either early or late? I am up neither, I would say. Well, okay, look, I'll just give you the facts, alright? I'm a little bit embarrassed about this. A little bit. But honestly, it's fine. It's just the way things go. I would say I'm up early. I woke up.
Youngsu. Pretty weird guy. Talks to his mechs like they're people.
I woke up at 10:30 p.m. About there is when I woke up. And I don't want to say that's me up early, because it's not really. And I don't want to say it's me up late either, because it's not. I'm just on a different clock at the moment. I'm just on a completely different clock. Look, basically, I'm synchronized with my Australian friends. All right, so let's just put it that way. Brom, if you're out there, I'm synced with you, buddy. So I don't know, but it's good. My ambition is to push it around, if that's of any interest to people. You've definitely been there. I mean, in some ways, it's like the nightmare, isn't it? But I mean, really, it doesn't really matter, you know. I keep my own schedule. I don't have any, like, business that required, or sorry, yesterday I didn't have any business that required me to, you know, call someone during working at office hours yesterday or whatever, you know, so it's fine. I actually had a long adventure yesterday, figuring out how to get my blackout curtains to really black all the light out as best as possible, and I figured it out, right? I, like, hung a towel in a certain way over my, my, like, curtains. And oh, it was so good. It was like the middle of the day, and we're like in spring now, right? So it's bright out. The days are nice, and it was like seriously bright, very vibrant day. But I managed to make my room like pitch black dark. It was so nice. It was awesome. Like I put a towel up near the blackout blinds, and I had to like get the suction cups just right. But the other thing that I did was I got another towel under the crack of the door. Oh, it was so good. It was awesome. Okay, so we're at the archives, and we're actually speaking to a person. Jiabo. Oh, actually, I'm lying. Oh, no, 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 no. Do I have to do it all in order? Fuck, I do. I accidentally skipped one ahead. I skipped ahead. We're actually going here. Damn it, we were there as well. I'm going to have to do this whole climb again. This series has had me going up and down this goddamn wall so much. I'm amazed. We got to speak to the guy first. I don't know how the hell you're supposed to know he's there. Just wiki it. Just acknowledge that wiki is a part of the experience. Like a true vampire? Well, you know, I sleep a lot better when it's really dark. I have like that weighted blanket thing, and that's really helped my sleep. Like, really helped. I was trying to tell Kerry about it as well. I think she should get one. But if it's really dark in the room, it's just awesome. My sleep quality is awful if I'm sleeping during the day, during the light. But if you can properly shut it out, it's brilliant. It's a great feeling. I'd recommend it to anyone with wonky sleep schedules to find like a good blackout curtain or blind or whatever. And then there's the other thing, you know, you're not, you stay younger, don't you, avoiding the sun? Being in the sun without sunscreen is, no matter like how weak it is, that's what ages people, innit? Alright, hi, you. Not happy about this. Couldn't you have been on the upper city? Giabo. Are you here for steaming bowl of noodles?
Tastiest in Kaineng.
Actually, I'm here on behalf of a man named Hui.
I told that weasel. Hey, I don't want anything to do with his little project.
I don't want anyone digging into my family for fun, let alone another ministry mutt. You sure you don't have anything for me? No, I don't. My family's history is buried in the past, which is where it belongs. Those records are long gone, and I don't want to know more, quite frankly. What records? You... Fine, fine. Listen, there might be something at the library. Jaisan was pretty clean on paper, so I doubt you'll find much. But when you're done... Oh, no, I accidentally clicked. Why did I do that? Why did I click? I don't know what he was going to say. Hold on, let me look up Jaisan in Guild Wars 1. Minister Jaisan. I recognize his name. He has a page. Minister Jaisan, 250 years ago, held the office of the Minister of Earth. He was the top-ranking official in the Ministry of Earth. The Ministry of Earth is the paperwork ministry. It was in charge of record keeping, building projects, accounting. It was infamous for beginning public projects that never seemed to get finished, but proved profitable to the friends and allies of the ministry. Okay, bureaucracy, like, de facto. We could speak to him in Guild Wars 1. He offered the quest about an Orion tome. Always thinking of the people it serves, the Celestial Ministry has been creating signets of capture to help assist our citizens and make capturing of skills effortless. Most unfortunately, however, the Orion tome we used in the creation of these signets was stolen in a raid by the Amphar. I do not think I need to tell you how imperative it is that we get the tome back from them immediately. My sources tell me that the Amphar are holding the tome deep inside their guild hall. No doubt their leader recognizes the power it holds and is keeping it close at hand. If you wish to serve Cantha, I suggest you capture the Orion tome and return it to me that I may continue to produce signets of capture to all Canthan citizens. And then, so the quest is going to fight the Amphar and getting the tome. And I'm just scanning the quest text. The Orion tome, you found it. You have no idea how dangerous this tome could be in the wrong hands. You know, I had my doubts about you, but it appears you aren't completely useless. So, this is an Orion relic with the Amphar. Is that how they figured out about the Chalice of Corruption and stuff? Now that the Orion tome's been returned, can I get back to making more signets? Blah, blah, blah. He teaches us how to do it. I'll give you one signet free of charge, but that's it. After all, the Celestial Ministry is not in the business of charity. So there you go, that's Minister Jaisan. I recognise the name. I couldn't have told you what he was all to do with. But anyway, this is his descendant years later. And we're going to be digging into that backstory. I wonder if ArenaNet sees the Chalice of Corruption lore and sees the Orion tome and sort of says, okay, maybe the Amphar stole from it or something. Here we go, this is the one. I'm going to personal waypoint it. It's directly south, basically. So, I don't know. They might be able to tie all that together. I like the idea that Orion stuff is all undeady stuff. The Lost Scrolls that turned Vizier Bron into a Lich is undeady. The swords, Sohothin and Magdea, have the faux fire stuff associated with them. That chalice, not chalice, that artifact of Grenth or whatever kind of has undeady consequences to it. I've always liked the idea that that's because, you know, there was seeping death magic coming out of Zaitan below the peninsula. But okay, so now we are doing the next stage. Which is going to have us speak to a bookshelf on the second floor in the south corner. Oh, look. This is newly here. Wow. You see a bunch of book titles. Which one's fake? Oh, but no, that's just the event. How the Ministry of Purity saved Cantha. Technically true, but they have an agenda we don't like anymore, so we're going to bury it. Because the truth doesn't matter. Is it up here? In the south corner. I mean, this is totally the south corner. Is it this one? Oh, here you go. Look. Several histories of Cantha are visible. Which do you want to read? Oh, this is this thing where we could ask about the romance. This is the secret history of the Ministry of Earth. Okay. So now we can go back to Hui in Arborstone with the document about the Ministry of Earth. And I wonder what Hui will discover. Could put down a personal waypoint to get back quicker. That's true. Wait, but the personal waypoint doesn't work between map loads, does it? I don't think it does.
This is a place of refuge, not a den of iniquity.
Not a den of iniquity?
See his niece drag our good reputations.
Are you guys ready to hear about Pay? Are you Pay? Ready? Where are you, Pay? Wait, have I gone the right way? Yeah, here we go.
Excuse me. Are you Pay?
There we go. All right. How's this next one start? Is this Snarful Gold Claws work? Ready?
That Shaw writer, Snaffle, gave me a free copy of
Snaffle.
one of his
Snaffle?
books. He even
They've got
signed
such a weird energy to them. I like them. Okay, but that's fine. Where's Hui? Isn't he upstairs? I might have actually walked the wrong way a bit. Mike in the chat there.
This is...
I thought you'd get a kick out of that if you were still here. Batanga. Wasn't Hui like around here? Ugh, am I going to have to wiki for this? The telegraphing is so inconsistent. Hui is... Oh, he's round... I shouldn't have gone to the wiki. If I just looked for a second longer, it was right here. Hey, dude. Did you get anything from Giabo? Not exactly, but I did get this. Who's next? Figured he wouldn't talk. Doesn't care all that much for the ministries. But this should do the trick. Jaisan himself signed this one, you see. Now, where'd I put the Minurb file? Minurb?
Jew can be pretty shy, but she'll open up. Owns a flower shop in New Kyning. Nice place. She's a descendant of Minister Nye, the former Minister of Water. Probably has the cleanest backstory. Unlike the others, Nye wasn't hated. Family kept a low profile after he stepped down. Don't know a lot beyond that.
Okay. I'm not going to wiki the Guild Wars 1 history if we're just going to do a leader of each ministry. Ministry. So we're going to go to Luckgardis Plaza. Whoa, what's going on here? Hello? Whoa, my Guild Wars client like got really weird there. I've never experienced a bug like that. It was like totally locked up. Wait, Luckgardis is here. Okay, here. She's standing like here. Something like that. Immediately removing my personal waypoint that I placed 2 seconds ago. Please tell me you can make Cat Island your guild hall. It strikes me that Cat Island was a big winner of the expansion. Like, really captivated a lot of people. I would say you can put cats in any old hall, but you can't. This is why we need a new building. We need a new guild hall building, which is like a zoo, like a farmer's, not a farmer's building, like a zoo building, animal husbandry building. And what it is it's decorations, but they're animal decorations. So you can place like water buffalo and cats and shit like that, right?
They're at their most vibrant this time of year.
Hello, Jew. Oh, a customer, hello. Oh, did Hui send you? God, he stopped by the shop every day for a month last time. He did. He's researching the Celestial Ministry. Oh, yes, I know. He's given me the whole pitch before. Hui is persistent and stubborn. Fine. You help me, I'll help you, but not for free. Okay, what do you have in mind? I could use your specific prowess. There are 4 blossoms in Tyria that I can't grow here. Bring them to me, and I'll do whatever you like. I'd rather get this over with. Okay, you want 4 flowers? Oh, we have a sub-quest. A Blooming Errand. Find 4 rare flowers across Tyria. My flowers are like children. They need love. Coddling. Like all good things, they take time and attention. Jew. Find an alpine lily in Snowdon. A yellow gentian flower. Gentian? In the fields of ruin. Find a pungent gladiolus in the Wayfarer foothills. And we need to assist researcher Yon in Saitang to receive crimson sunflowers. Holy fuck. A Blooming Errand. Okay, well look, I'll just go to the other locations first. They're all event locked, by the way, all of them. Oh no, not all of them, but some of them, most of them, all except one. Okay. Snowdon. Oh wow, there's 2 ways you can get it. Item may be found during the Give Alpine Lilies to the Militia Captain before blah 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 event. Or amazing! How was this discovered already? You're not going to believe it. The other way to get this is to trigger the start of Season 3. In Season 3, Episode 1, you can go to Heirs Memorial. And there are Alpine Lilies that you can get as a part of honouring Heir there. So you go into that story step, you progress to that level, and they've actually hooked that up to this achievement. Wow, this is some good stuff. I'm not going to do it that way. I'm going to do the Militia Captain thing. Which takes place like here-ish somewhere. It's an event up there. I'll go have a look. I'm very, very surprised that they did that. I think that's very cool. Now, yeah, we can party up if you like. I'm playing on EU at the moment, I think. Now, if the event isn't going on, I don't know what we would do necessarily. Is it that dead guy over there? I mean, maybe the story journal step is the way that I want to do it, because it would take. Well, you have to basically beat the story step. But maybe it's a little bit more reliable.
Spirits of the Wild, welcome.
Yeah, no worries. I've made the woods and the roads safer. Aww. Yeah, I don't know actually, because who knows when this event will trigger. Give Alpine Lilies to the Militia Captain before illness overtakes his soldiers. I mean, it's some kind of deposit-based event that should be taking place right here at this fork in the road. I wonder if I can trigger it from over here at the base, but there'd be an icon, wouldn't there? There'd be a character there that's... I mean, let's see. The elemental sprite from the Primordus thing. Yeah, no, screw it. Let's do the start of episode 3 then. I mean, why not? I can just mute the dialogue and chat with the live chat in the meantime.
My feet are bigger than that lion guards.
Heading out?
That's some cool dialogue. The Norn remarking that his feet are bigger than a human's and he's only a kid. You wonder if it's an accident? Yeah, I'm wondering if it's an accident too, or specific. I guess we're about to find out. I think we'll get a good vibe of if they specifically set this up. I think they probably did, though. I think that the way that the person who made this quest, I think that they thought to themselves, okay, let's have them travel around the world and get some interesting flowers. And they went to the wiki or something, and they found a bunch of flowers. And they noticed that Alpine Lilies are in these 2 places already in the game, and they said, well, fuck it, I'll do them both. How the community found this stuff recently, I don't know. So weird that the this whole instance is just a ton of talking, which with dialogue muted, you know, we don't have to be interrupted by. So apparently it's like some flowers behind one of these ice blocks when we get to the part of the mission on air, however you like. So it should only take a few seconds. And Gux has never been here, so I mean, why not, right? I'm loving your female voice, WP. My first time watching live. Thank you. That's actually a new female voice. I've been working on it at acting school for the past year or so. Usually my female voice is different, but I kind of wanted like an airy, ditzy one, you know. So I really knuckled down. I worked on it for a long time, and now, you know, in any of my Let's Plays and things, you'll find I can add that to the pile, you know. We now have Posh Old Lady available. We have Valley Girl, American Valley Girl available, and then we have like the ditzy person as well. So, and then there's just straight up high pitched, you know, that she'll sometimes appear too. I probably have more variation in female voices than I do in male at this point. I'm looking forward to voice acting Edge of Destiny, the second novel. And I'm thinking that Air deserves that voice, the ditzy voice. I'll give Air the ditzy voice. I'll give Kaith the posh old lady voice. And I'll give Logan the high-pitched voice. Wait, are there really no other women in that adventuring band at the start? I thought it was split. 50-50. Oh, Fowlane, I guess, is a major character. Jenna's also fairly significant in it. And Glint. Glint is probably old lady voice. It might be better to do the story because you waited for 40 minutes one day for the event. The NPCs were just standing there doing nothing. Oh, brutal. I mean, that is the downside, you know. If there was just some sense of, like, when an event was beginning, kind of like we get that luxury with metas, you know, I think it would alleviate a lot of people's frustrations. But, yeah. It's kind of interesting reflecting back on this little moment here. Humble beginnings. Well, not really humble beginnings. Humble 50% of the way through the game. Oh yeah, Zodja. That's who I'm forgetting. Zodja. Zodja gets the Valley Girl. Who did I say was Valley Girl? Because Zodja's Valley Girl. Zodja actually is Valley Girl. I think Felicia Day's got a little bit of that vibe, right? I don't know whether she'd be like, oh my god, like, what the hell? I don't think she'd be that crazy, but she would be somewhere in that area. And yes, we're going to a funeral to steal flowers. That's totally the idea. The other flowers I got to get, just looking ahead here. One of them's just around Ebonhawk, which is cool. The pungent gladiolus can be found in 3 places. Oh no, actually it's 1 place. It's just there's a bunch of information about how the event can stall and break. We're talking about 2012 content at this point. and then an event at Saitung. So Jesus, I didn't think that this quest would be flower picking, but there we are. Okay, honor air. However, I like. No, not yet. Isn't this Garm coming back? Let's whack up the effects volume so we can hear Garm cry. Ready? Just because it's a good... Not that I like hearing dogs sad, but it's just a good sound effect. I don't mean you, Rox. Here we go. I don't think it's going to be on dialogue. Filthy and injured. A memorial for air. As someone from the Valley, Zodja is definitely Valley Girl. Okay, there you go. I'm glad someone's got my back on that. I was ready to hear that someone say, "Oh, actually, WP, that's like a Colorado accent or something." I don't know. You hungry, wolf? Find something tasty. I don't remember that you actually had to feed Garm as part of the story. Yeah. Let's go, baby. What's better, waiting for personal story dialogue or waiting for an event that you don't know if it's ever going to trigger? I like the sound of the chiseling there. I get something really pleasant and nice about it, right? Amazingly, his animation, that triple tap animation, is perfectly synced with the sound effect. Crazy. Alright, okay, here we are. On air however we like. Now, there should be some flowers. These flowers here. Look at this. So, what do we think? There's one flower here. Is that a part of it? So, there's the Alpine Lily. A beautiful tribute for air. And we would drop it somewhere. But I'm going to steal it. And we actually did get achievement progress there. Man, I don't know. That doesn't look like an accident to me. That looks like they seriously set that up. Okay, so let's go to the Ebonhawk delegation. I assume it's here. This the POI, I assume is called it. Let's have a look. No, it's called Summit Peak. Maybe that's the delegation. It's near a lake. Oh, it's yeah, okay. It's this ring of tents down here. Just have to look at Wiki to verify that. There you go. Oh, this is this event, right? There's all these flowers, peculiar yellow flowers. I remember this event with the bees and stuff, right? So there you go, the yellow, and look at this. Look at this errand we're running for this Cantha that we don't even know. To help out another Cantha that we hardly know. Now, last but not least, I need to go to get... Oh my god, that guy just saved me from getting in combat. I heard the sound, so I thought, okay, I'm not going to be able to waypoint. We got to go back to Wayfair. More Norn stuff here. We got to get some kelp. Well, they're actually just called foul-smelling underwater plants. Oh, I guess we're on a beetle. This is the first beetle footage that's been here in this series. So it's, I think anyway, it's actually a really cool place to go, because, I mean, how often do people come here? It's in this cave here. It'd be interesting to come fish here. And if I remember rightly, this is where the event is. Yes, it is. I'm on the wiki right now. It totally is. But this can stall and stuff, apparently. So, wiki is advising... If alert is present and not holding a bomb, the event will start soon. Look at all these players here. Are we all here for flowers? Oh, look, this guy's got the Sky Scale mini. You don't see that often. And it's not called a... It's just a pet, right? These dreads drive me crazy. You leave them alone and the next thing you know, they built an entire city under your feet and are marching on your lodge. Oh my god, look, there's fish. There's fish. I mean, why not? Wait, why did he skiff? Alright, let's fish in the cave. I did say the back half of this we'd be doing a lot of fishing. A little bit of Corteria fishing here while we wait for the event. I got no choice here. It says that as long as he's there not holding a bomb, the event will start soon. So we can just fish here until he starts speaking. There you go, fish. Shiver Peaks Fisher. We got ourselves an alpine char. Is that a type of fish? A C-H-A-R? I'll get on the skiff, why not? Bubbles is best buddy. How do you get that achievement, that title again? I forget. I'm failing at this. Oh, does he have the... Oh, I thought for a second he had the spirit fishing rod. It'd be interesting to see some whale here fishing with the new gem store rod skin on a gem store boat. Also, for anyone interested as well, by the way, another thing that happened today is... so before I went to sleep last night, I was actually on the Paradox forums. What do we get? A grayling? I was on the Paradox forums looking for their next dev diary. But their dev diary came out really late yesterday. It came out at 6. So I woke up, got on the laptop, had a look. And they've announced their next expansion. It's called Overlord. Stellaris Overlord. And I'm a little bit disappointed by it, to be honest, because, you know, like, back when I shot my Let's Play of that was right as Federations was coming out. And that was a diplomacy-based expansion, which I really wanted. I wanted diplomacy to mean more and have more features and stuff. But when they made Federations, they openly said, hey, look, we had a ton of other ideas for this that ended up getting cut. Namely, spying and espionage and, you know, subterfuge and all that kind of stuff. So then they did another expansion called Nemesis. After I did my Let's Play, Nemesis came out. Yeah. And so I thought, okay, that's a second diplomacy-based thing in a row. But now we've got the features, right? Hopefully they work on them. And now there's another expansion. They've just announced the next one. It comes out like in a month or so. And it's called Overlord. And again, it's diplomacy-based. This time it's about primitive empires, probably. It's about vassal states. And so like Federations is all about like diplomacy with people on equal standing to you. And this new one, Overlord, is about like when there's a huge power difference, you know, when you are a vassal or someone's vassalized you. And I'm sure primitives and stuff are all going to be a big part of it as well. Maybe even like pre-sapiens and things, maybe. So, I mean, I'm excited about it. It sounds fine. And it looks cool. And, you know, all the new mega structures and stuff, it looks cool. But I am kind of just a bit like, man, that's 3 diplomacy expansions in a row, you know? And I kind of look at all of them and I'm like, you know what? Nemesis and Overlord both should have just been parts of Federations. And what they've actually done now is like 3 years of the game's development, splitting that off and selling that into other products, which kind of sucks. So, I don't know. But the other weird thing is I've got so into modding that in the past half year or so. I know there's a lot of mods that are actually already good with vassals and are already good with some of that stuff. And now it feels kind of weird, but I don't know. I mean, all they did was they announced the expansion and that's it. So then next week we'll get more information, and next week they do a thing that I really wish ArenaNet did with Guild Wars, which is every week you get communication from the devs. Every week. They call them developer diaries. And sometimes it's something really minor that doesn't really mean much. Or sometimes it's something the custodians are doing, or sometimes it, you know, in recent years anyway, sometimes it's like something like not inconsequential, but they're really good with it. So like, we've been excited about this for like a while now because they've been teasing it. The announcement and the trailers today. Also, they're on Steam, so they've got all this stuff about getting people to wishlist it. As far as I can see, being wishlisted is really important for Steam success. Really important. And they push it hard, man. When you follow Stellaris and you look at their dev diaries, they're all like, wishlist Overlord, wishlist Overlord, wishlist Overlord. They really want you to do it. And I think Guild Wars is on the wishlist leaderboards as well, but it's like 15th or 17th. I was looking at it a couple of months ago. I might be wrong about that. That might have shifted, but I think it's somewhere around there. Speaking of which, by the way, there was a comment about Season 1 I had right before I started this video that I really believe in. Let me just get it. I'm going to search for the word mixed. Here, this guy, the Clockwork Bard. In fact, let's do a little Q&A bit here while we wait for this event. I'll show some of your commentary. Here, I gave this message a love heart. Is it a love heart or is it just a heart? I always want to say love heart, but maybe that's weird. Hold on. Hold on. You'll be able to see what I'm talking about very soon. Okay, so check this comment out. Transform. Fit to screen. Sorry, it's a bit sloppy. Look at this. This is just like our Q&A. Look at that. Clockwork Bard says, put me in the camp of we've waited long enough. This is about Season 1. Let's not forget, there's that whole Steam release thing happening at some point. The new player experience should be a huge priority. By the way, new player experience, not just Living World, but actual new player experience. That's kind of a tainted term, to be honest, because last time they did that, it was just porting over a bunch of Chinese related patch changes that really didn't make much sense. But hey, or that development debt could just manifest in a nice little mixed rating next to their name for the rest of its life. You don't get a second chance at those launch window ratings. This guy's totally right. The Steam release is so important. You have to nail it. And yeah, I think having Season 1, that's a big argument. I never put that in my video, but that is a big argument.
Hey, Dredge, come over here. Let me show you true strength.
Leave the People's Cave before you corrupt it with your foulness, Norn.
Cowards. Fine, hide over there. I'll make sure you know the meaning of the word foul. The Dredge don't belong here. Let's make them choke on some smoke.
Oh, I feel bad for the Dredge very regularly. All right, there you go. I like how you can do this. You don't even need to do the event. We can just bugger off now, like instantly bugger off. Here, I'll cash it in.
You must visit more often.
There's a weird thing going on with the ludonarrative dissonance or whatever at the moment, where it's like, did we give him the flower or do we still have it in the pocket? It counts as the collection or whatever. Anyway, there we go. Okay, well, don't worry, guys. We've got more event waiting around to do now back in Cantha. We're going to go to Saitung somewhere. Let's have a look. It's researcher Yon, who wants us to deal with crimson sunflowers. They're at Zendaijan. Achieved by picking up a crimson sunflower over near the Eastern Wilds. So it's like here-ish, I think, based on that map. Yeah, it's near this tree. So let's just get a taxi over there, shall we? And we can look at this commentary. Take me to Zendaijan, please. So yeah, the response here I've never read. Let's read this. What's this say? Arrow says exactly. I watch a lot of new players trying out Guild Wars 2 and also some new player experience videos comparing Guild Wars 2 to other games, and this missing story bit and transition from personal story to Season 2/HOT always comes up as a confusing thing. For a better new player experience, ArenaNet should re-implement Season 1 in some way and have both 1 and 2 included for free to play. So the first thing these people actually have to buy is Heart of Thorns. That is much easier to communicate, and ending on the Heart of Thorns trailer at the end of Season 2 is also creating some interest in continuing the story. I think that's fairly astute too. That's a good point as well from that guy. But anyway, yeah, I saw that comment right before we started here. The taxi didn't take us the whole way there. The question is, where does Yon start? Maybe I need to speak to Yon. Maybe I shouldn't just go to where Yon likes to hang out.
Corruption.
Oh, we're listening to my favourite music, by the way, right now. This is the music. This is my login story music. You guys listen to this? Right, the music's leaving. Honestly, that is a moment that will always stick with me. God, just that raw, unbridled, like, what the fuck kind of enthusiasm I've never felt. Well, it's the only time I've felt it since leaving school.
It's all spinning.
No games get to me the way that this one did, right in that moment there. Right. Now, why are effects so loud again? When did I max that out again? And why did I max that out again? I guess because I was assuming we weren't going to do much fighting, but hey. Yeah, so I don't know if this chains into the sunflower thing or not. Hopefully it does. There is another comment I want to pull from YouTube here, by the way, though. It's lore related. It's about the void.
There's the temple. Apparently, the bell inside used to summon a guardian. The guardian disappeared. Now it's mostly just trouble.
Okay, I remember this.
Leave this place.
Wait, what?
Oh, I have a friend who quit playing End of Dragons in the middle of the last story instance.
Cut the crap and surrender yourself.
And it's because he said that the void stuff at the end of the story, you remember it sounds a bit goofy. I pointed that out when we were playing it on like episode 6 or whatever it was. He said it sounded like a Quaggan to him, and it blew his mind that it would sound like a Quaggan in a bad way, and he just stopped playing right then and there. At the very end, like he's literally the instance where he's turbocharged by Aurene, and he quit there because he thought that goofy sound sounded like a Quaggan. He was that disappointed. He really, really fell off with it, which I thought was quite funny. Also, speaking of the supercharge Aurene thing, I had another message from someone who was really mad at me. They were saying, "Oh, WP, you just don't like the story anymore. It's you know, subtext. It's really good. Blah blah blah." They were being polite. They basically said, you know, you just want the story to go a different way, and then you act like that's the only way it can be good, right? Which maybe I give that impression sometimes. I don't mean to. It's all my own personal take. I mean, Christ, do I have to explain that a million times every video I ever do? Obviously, it's just my take. Obviously, my opinion isn't any authority on anything. But it's just tedious to keep saying that over and over and over and over. Anyway, they said that they actually got a bit mad when I pointed out that, you know, at the end of End of Dragons, we merge with Aurene and we're superpowered. And when I was playing that, it's early in this Let's Play. When I was playing that, my take on it was, oh man, clearly this would have been better if we were flying around with Aurene and we were actually fighting on Aurene. But they didn't do that. They did this instead. And they got mad at me for saying that, like it was disrespectful to the devs or something that they... But I wasn't trying to say it was like developer incompetence. I was just saying it's clearly like a budget thing. Clearly it would be cooler to ride around on Aurene, and it would have been cool to do at the start of the story too. Like, that's an obvious space for it. Look, there you go. There's the gem store skiff over there. But they didn't have the time, they didn't have the budget, they couldn't do it. It wasn't incompetence or a lack of talent or a lack of inspiration. I genuinely think that they thought it would be cool to fly around on Aurene in that last bit. But they wouldn't have had the time to do it, so instead we get this merge thing where we're doing millions of damage. And the thing where we're doing millions of damage is cool, but it's obviously not the first choice. I mean, it's obviously not the first choice, you know? So I don't mean to make anyone angry there or whatever. You know, I'm not trying to be, like, too much of a dick or whatever. But I really do think, you know, come on, the climax, that is the climax of the Dragon story, and the climax of Aurene's story to a certain degree as well. What is the cooler proposition? That we sort of half merge with Aurene, but it's basically standard combat? Or we actually fly around with her in Elder Dragon form now? Season 4 knew that flying on Aurene would be cool. And she was only an adolescent at that point. Obviously, that would have been, like, the dream scenario. We didn't get the dream scenario, we got something else. And I was just making that observation as I was playing it, you know. I don't think that's an unfair observation. But anyway, that was sort of the point I was trying to make, you know. I was thinking purely in terms of budget and stuff. What's this person in-game say? You can have Aurene's superpowers basically everywhere? Yeah, I'm just saying, look, that was the very final moment, right? If you're going to do some massive moment of spectacle, you're going to do it there. That's why in Season 4 we fly around assaulting Kralkatorrik as he flies through the mist and stuff. Realistically, End of Dragons should have been going for big moments like that. And we didn't get a moment like that. End of Dragons missed that bar. And I think it's a fair observation. It wasn't ever meant to be a disrespectful one. Anyway, I don't want to whine about that too much. We're just waiting for the event. Here's the real message I want to look at. I want to talk about Mandela's stuff. Let me just find a way to get his name up. Okay. Alright, I'm just going to screenshot this. So, Mandela's got some good points and also is a bit off the deep end. So, I just want to give you guys my take. This is about Void and End of Dragons. This is a guy that writes obscenely long walls of text. And whether he believes it or not, I have actually read all... I think I've read 3 separate Reddit threads from him. Some of them predating End of Dragons. This guy is convinced that there was some great narrative scheme going on. And again, I want to make the point. I do believe that Deepstone and Sunkwar Peak, both Deepstone and Sunkwar Peak, are definite Void stories. And they are a result of ArenaNet planning ahead. And Mother and the waves in the background, that is planning ahead. But you can't credit anything earlier than that. That's my take. Okay, so here's Mandela. And he says, "Hey WP, since you had asked for more stuff to prop up the idea that they've been working with the Void concept the whole time, I do have some more stuff for you." I timestamped a comment on the Arar video where I think they first showed, where they first played with showing us that destroying Elder Dragons was not okay. That's the Jaisan telescope. And I agree with that. They're definitely playing with it. There's nothing concrete there at the time, but they are playing with it. Here we see the repercussions of killing that initial Elder Dragon as the purple/black void swallows Zaitan's star. You can see the same animation as Su Won regales to us the fall of her children in her dream realm at the start of End of Dragons. The void swallowing each dragon's heart and reforming into its fully realized self. Chaos incarnate. Now, at the start of this message, Mandela, I totally agree. I think that Jaisan telescope connection is awesome. I think the visual theming and the stuff there is totally cohesive. It's brilliant. And I would love Season 6 to specifically say that. I would love ArenaNet to sit all these people down, myself included, sit me in a chair and say, WoodenPotatoes, look at this connection. I would love them to do that, and I believe in that connection. This also explains Morgemoth's "What have you done" line from Heart of Thorns, why Kralkatorrik feared his end and sought to continue keeping the Dragon Void at bay by presenting his death by any means necessary, and why Jormag says, curiously, that they've spared Primordus many times in the past to preserve the balance. Now, this is nonsense. This doesn't work. The characterization we're given of Kralkatorrik is one where Elder Dragon, and this is funny because they kind of are starting to set up Mother at this point. Kralkatorrik's characterization is that Elder Dragons are so big and badass that they don't fear death anymore. Isn't it? Hold on, am I getting that reverse? Hold on, I gotta go to the story journal here because I don't want to make a big mistake here. Hold on, Kralkatorrik. That is the revelation in the final instance, isn't it? War Eternal. Oh god, hold on. How am I gonna dig into this? War Eternal. Living World Season 4, War Eternal, story instances, Descent. Control F, the word death. Kralkatorrik says, "You are more than I. Death does not stop you. The magics do not torment you. They belong with you." Nothing terrifies an Elder Dragon, says Kralkatorrik. Nothing terrifies us. Not even death. That's not consistent with this idea that they know they have to live to keep the void back. They're not cognizant of that fact. And when you look at Jormag was actively trying to fuck over Primordus. If any of them were cognizant of the fact that they're like defenders of the universe holding the void back, that wouldn't be happening. So no, that doesn't connect. You're crediting something there that doesn't exist. And that continues even through the Icebridge Saga. I would say actually you do not look deeply at Jormag. Jormag is intelligent and a schemer that knows about the void and all that kind of stuff, and yet is trying to fuck over Primordus anyway. That doesn't make any sense. So, you know, in some ways, End of Dragons, when you really add void context to all this story, I think ruins some of this stuff. Also, I wrote a new lore post yesterday about how they demonstrate the conflict between the void and the primeval light. They use this phrase of primeval light, which isn't substantiated anywhere in game, as far as I can see. It's kind of a headcanon idea. In the Arc trilogy, the Ouroboros and the Shattered Observatory, you could give it a read. Now, this one I haven't read, because this message only came in yesterday, as you can see. Finally, if you recall that before Guild Wars 2 launched, they scrapped an entire Guild Wars 1 expansion that was going to dive deeper into the lore of the old gods before Abaddon, and how she was allegedly a dark spider god. No, you're going crazy here. This is wrong. Well, you look at all the models for void creatures, and all of them are minions except spiders. They're spider void creatures, and what's interesting about them is they have 6 eyes, typically used to denote Abaddon and other demonic beings in the lore. You're going off the rails here. There's a lot more. Look, so to talk about this, Utopia, concepts of Utopia and Baltec and Devona's parents and all that shit, that Utopia stuff, that was written before Guild Wars 2 was ever conceived of, let alone an Elder Dragon. It doesn't fit. It's not. Your whole timeline is totally wrong. Utopia gets scrapped. Then they do world building for Elder Dragons and all that kind of other stuff. And then they sort of like turn the Tanax from Utopia into destroyers and stuff. And they just sort of grab whatever they can from Utopia. It's it's way too forgiving to suggest that any of the Utopia stuff is like some grand plan about Void that is folded into the conclusion of End of Dragons. That is... I can't credit the studio with that. No way. Maybe retroactively they can set those pieces up, alright? Maybe they can retroactively, but I think that is far too forgiving. And also, the whole 6 eyes things, demonic beings, no. The truth is there's just a bunch of stuff that's like 6-eyed things. Eyes and sight and stuff is kind of one of these like quiet little themes of Nightfall. Don't get me wrong. And again, maybe they can retroactively tie some of it in. And I've already explained, I believe that they can use the Void to talk about any of these stories. But that's all stuff they're constructing now. You can't convince me that stuff this far back had anything to do with some long idea. They had very vague, very loose plans that allows them to, like, scaffold the Void into all these stories. But it's not genius storytelling. I'm sorry. I wish it was, right? I love this franchise. I want to sit here and I want to tell you. I want to tell all the new players that they're geniuses from all these years through, but they're not, man. They're not. And I think you strike me as someone who sat down recently and read all of Guild Wars lore, all as it is right now, with absolutely no context for when or why things were made. And so it's easy to create some grand unified theory out of that and some grand unified intent, because you're inhaling it all as a brick wall right here at the end of everything anyway. But that's not what's going on. Now, but here's the thing. I will credit Mandala with one thing. Mandala did kind of hit these basic themes before End of Dragons came out. You look at some of their Reddit threads, and it's before End of Dragons, and they basically, like, talk about the idea of the Void. And so I think that this person played End of Dragons, and they saw the Void come in as a formal concept, and they were really thrilled. And they thought, wow, look, I was able to predict this, because the story is really super well plotted. And I can see why you've ended up in this camp, as someone who was very close to talking about Void before even End of Dragons came out. But I cannot credit it to the degree that you want me to credit it, I'm afraid. So yeah, alright, there you go. I'm going to stop because I'm going to just spin in circles ranting on that one. What's going on with this sunflower thing? I mean, it doesn't seem to be proccing this time, and I don't even know where the character is, so let's have a look here. I'm on the wiki. Let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back. Let's go back. Oh my god, how many pages did I just spam through to get to that crowd rhetoric dialogue? Assist researcher Yon. Pick up a crimson sunflower while helping Yon find ingredients for an insect lure. And it's definitely down there at that tree. I mean, it's 100% at that tree. Oh, actually. Oh, but that's Detective Joy Buck. We did your event earlier.
Detective Joy Bach, Ministry of Security. I'm headed out to an old temple on the coast. Been hearing rumors of spirits out that way. Hauntings don't usually just spring up overnight. So I'm gonna poke around. Try to get a read on the situation.
Okay, so in the live chat, No Sir says, I think it's less important whether they carefully planned all of this for 10-15 years, and more important whether what they come up with works with old lore. I think you're totally right. I agree with you 100%. I don't mind stuff that retroactively fits, alright? I'll happily accept the Jotun telescope retroactively fitting. I don't buy the spider stuff necessarily. I think that maybe ArenaNet do like the idea of Arachnia and talking about that in future stories, Mist-based stories. So the spider things might be real hints, right? And I'm happy with the telescope, and I'm happy with whatever we can squeeze in. I really am. So that's fine. The only thing I'm rebuffing here is the idea that this was some genius thing that was planned all along. Whatever they can scaffold and graft together at the end to make a coherent story, fine. But I'm not crediting them with like long-term thinking and good plotting and stuff, because I don't think they can have that. I think they can, you know, I'll credit them to the end of the earth of finding a brilliant way through and tying pieces together. I mean, that's awesome. But it's not the End of Dragons is not the manifestation of long-term thinking and planning that's, you know, to be credited. I just can't credit this expansion with that. Beyond that, yeah, I mean, look, I don't want to be a miser about everything. I'll be happy if they can make the lore coherent, whether that's manufactured today or 15 years ago. You're right, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Like, when we look at the Jotun telescope, I believe they had a very loosey-goosey, vague idea of doing something with it later. But, you know, to even say that it was more than one bullet point on an internal wiki, I think is giving them too much credit. You know. The appearance of the cutscene, the Jotun telescope cutscene, might have informed the visuals of the Void in End of Dragons, but I wouldn't go much further than that. 14 does the same thing. They didn't have any ideas about the Assassins. Yeah, and you can feel it in 14. Yeah. Again, it doesn't matter to me. It really doesn't matter. If at what the end is you get a coherent story. And the fact is that you have to be malleable, and you have to be limber, and you have to be careful and allow the story to flex and stuff as you go along. Otherwise, you're going to end up with, you know, a bad idea. You can get punished by one bad idea for 15 years straight, right? Like, say, the idea of the Elder Dragon arc altogether. Maybe some might argue. I wouldn't, but, you know, maybe. What's the lore on the Jotun telescope? I'll tell you, just watch my video on Ara story mode, explorable mode. I have a playlist of the dungeons, and in that I go into everything there is to know about the dungeons. The gameplay, the story, everything. You know, the development stories, everything. It's a series I'm very proud of. It's basically the sequel to the main Guild Wars 2 Let's Play. But I think a lot of people don't know about it or haven't watched it. Anyway, there you'll see the Jotun path and you'll see the telescope. Basically, what you can see is it sort of looks like Zaitan has a star, maybe, in the sky. And after you kill Zaitan, you can see in the Jotun telescope that his star gets obliterated by Void. Not that it was called Void or whatever. And this one's frustrating me a bit. We've been doing flowers for a long time now. This isn't even the right event. Look, this whole event is loot. I have to assume the guy is somewhere else, actually. I have to assume. Maybe it's this guy. Is that the fishing guy? Maybe it's this, right? Maybe they patrol up there? I've been assuming that that icon is the fishing event, but it might not be. Because there's this. This could be the fishing event. So what's this? No, I think that's the Naga thing with the Tide Priests and so on. That's a different event as well. So then... Oh. Should we just go do another objective while we wait? Oh, wait. Tournament organizer you. Is it you that... No, it's Yon. I saw that Y and I thought it was the same name. No, this is you, and we're looking for a guy called Yon. Y-O-N. I actually suppose this is what all these people are standing here for. They're all waiting for the event. But I wonder if any of them have acknowledged that the event might be triggered by doing something. If I could at least find Yon as an NPC around, I'd feel satisfied with that. Because then we would see Yon moving. Maybe Yon is up in this little building up here. Feels odd to be standing here doing this when I know there's a meta event going on as well, which I'd happily tag and get a Hero's Choice chest. I mean, who wouldn't, right? Let's kill this elite. Let's see what this guy defending this thing is like. Well, he's fairly tanky. Stealths. Some kind of cascading projectile thing. I'm staying in Shroud here trying to get Blight. Wait, what is this? He's just gone? He's still here. He's just stealthed. Hello? I'm still in combat. Oh, I'm not in combat. Weird. He just disappeared. Okay. Oh my god, that goddamn fishing tournament. Every time I walk near it, it triggers and I'm thinking to myself, goddamn. Oh, hold on. Is it a day-night thing? What if it's a day-night thing? Oh my god, can I please alt-tab for a second? Search the area to find ingredients for the insect lure. Kill the spiders. Oh, speaking of spiders. Oh, is this actually the start of the spider event? Oh, it is. This is the event about the spider and about the plague. Toxicologist Yon, that's his name. And I mean, it's on this field. I mean, what else is there to say? I guess I'll just fish in the meantime. Why not? Let's fish. Just run over there on a turtle, because why not? I don't actually remember being on a turtle very much in this map. As a turtle, can I blow up the Leviathan really easily? Is that a thing? If I had someone in the gunner seat underwater and we were shooting the Leviathan. It's clear in Season 3 they had the idea of the Void due to all the warnings about killing the dragons, maybe Heart of Thorns, maybe not truly fleshed out, but has it been a theme for 6 years? Well, I mean, that's the thing. I mean, how much credit do you want to offer them? Yes, they've been establishing the idea that killing dragons isn't good since Season 3. I completely believe and agree with that. I think that you're right. You can die that quite in different ways. But that was very loose, right? There wasn't really much tangible detail. So where does the credit lie? Surely it lies in having a lot of tangible detail that ends up tracking over the years. But all of that was missing, you know? A vague sense that fighting dragons is bad. I mean, Christ. And here's the thing. When it comes to tangible detail, you mentioned Season 3. You can watch... I have a video on my channel called Dragon Madness, I think it's called. I have a video where it's me speculating all about why people go crazy with too much magic. And how Matthias represents that in one of the raid wings. And how Hableon and all the insane people... If you go to Bloodstone Fen, after the Bloodstone explodes, everyone's going mental there, right? And I'm making a video talking all about that and how that's the true story of Guild Wars and how, you know, this madness, we need all these details. But you know what sucks? There's no sense of void on that map. That's clearly what they're going for, right? That's what... But there's nothing voidy. None of these, like, themes and ideas are around anywhere, you know? So it matches in some places and it clearly doesn't in others because the actual manifestation of that hadn't been decided as void at that point. You know, it's just a vague sense of people acting aggressive or a little bit differently. And again, that's so thin. There's so little to that it's unsatisfying, you know? And that's kind of the point I was trying to get across in my End of Dragons review, you know, that, like... If you keep it so vague and light on the details that it's nothing more than a theme, I mean, you could do anything with it, you know? So I don't, you know, that's why it doesn't feel quite
You're not even out of breath. You do this
satisfying
all the time?
to me. You know, just to credit End of Dragons as, oh my god, revelatory in some way. And the culmination of a ton of planning. That is what I just can't... I can't accept. You know. It's just a natural continuation of a story. that has waffled around the idea that fighting dragons is bad for ages, explicitly as well. It's not like been secretly bad. It's been blatantly bad, and they didn't justify it. And now that they have come to justify it in End of Dragons, they've just said void, which had very little hooks into previous stuff. That's why the Jotun telescope is so good, because at least it has the visuals there, you know. Isn't Bloodstone magic a different spectrum than dragon magic? You tell me. You tell me. You give me a cohesive understanding of magic lore in Guild Wars, and I'll give you a pat on the back. Go on. You tell me whether the magic that the Seers stored up from the previous Rising to keep it away from dragons, is that corrupted magic? Is that dragon magic? Is that pure magic? Did the Seers do something to it? We have no explanation for that yet. You tell me what kind of magic is in the Bloodstones. And you separate it from the old lore of the human interpretation of it, with its like each bloodstone was a different school, like aggression and denial and preservation and stuff. You know, we'll ignore that. We've already retconned that side of it. You give me a coherent picture of the full thing, and then I can answer that question. But the fact that I can't even comfortably do that as someone trying their best to be invested in this story, I think also speaks volumes to how waffly the Void stuff is. Oh, it's entropy, WP. Come on, man. It's entropy. You know, even Mandala there's throwing in their own little headcanon terms like primordial light and so on. And by the way, I'm not... Everything I say isn't in the context of Final Fantasy, I promise. But Final Fantasy sucked with this stuff too. Christ. You guys watched my project on that last month or 2 months ago? With all the Aetherology classes? Guild Wars is at least better than that. At least we're not talking about our goddamn astral and umbral earth being imbalanced because our spirit is different to our memory, which is different to our corporeal and incorporeal. Like, Jesus Christ. I mean, at least when ArenaNet's hand-waving, they actually hand-wave it. They don't pretend they're doing something. Well, they are pretending a little bit, but they're not as bad. All right, they're not as bad. So, thumbs up there, ArenaNet. You're beating the competition on that one. Because fuck me, Final Fantasies is a joke. Final Fantasies is such an explosion, a convoluted mess for so many patches in a row that I think all sincere scrutiny has left their community, and they're just happy about the fact that they have a much better plotted game and they have really good, captivating characters, which, you know, does win out overall. So,
The inevitable. Thank you for all of your help.
Man, this is brutal. What do I do? Do I just leave? I was thinking maybe it's only a nighttime event or a daytime event, but if we're this is going to get really ranty and really negative if we don't have things to distract us. Your interpretation was that void magic was the absence of elder dragons, hence the name. However, the writers are a bit wishy-washy. Yeah, I know there are some high-level interpretations you can cling to, you know, and you can say, oh, look, this is unfiltered magic by the elder dragons. It's actually the embodiment of all magics. You know, they actually have a moment in the story where they say that void is a misnomer. They have a moment where they say void isn't actually emptiness. Void is everything. It's pure chaos. And so you can take like some high-level sound bites like that, right? And then you can take another soundbite like saying pure chaos equals entropy and the destruction of the world. And then you can just sort of hand-wave everything. But that doesn't build to a coherent vision. And it certainly doesn't build to a coherent vision that hooks into all previous understanding of magic and so on, and ley lines and all this kind of stuff in the past. You know, the fact is they have limited airtime. They want to keep the expansion action-packed. They don't want to bore people, and they don't want to get lost in the details. So they're going to hand-wave it, you know. Maybe try a different map. Yeah, that's an idea. I just want to find the NPC. If I could find the NPC, I'd be satisfied. Because for all I know, the NPC's standing there, waiting to go, you know, waiting to play the game. They just want me to speak to them or to get in the area, and that will trigger the escort. There's other players standing around, but I don't know if they're in the know or not. Maybe they just think they need to stand there, but the reality is that they need to be at the NPC. And what's weird to me is I'm scanning a pretty big area. I'm casting quite a wide net here, and I don't see the guy. I know the rest of the event's going to take us here into this spider cave and talk about the affliction, because we did it before. Oh, the darkness overtakes me. Can we address how there's no sex bot? Yeah, there's no sex bot right now, but it comes and goes, right? It shows up and then it disappears, and then it shows up and then it disappears. I know, it was becoming quite the character, wasn't it? The sex bot. I've actually been wondering on the main videos where the live chat is just a recording, if I delete all the sex bot messages, do they just leave the whole Let's Play? Or do people still see them there forever? And it just says message removed, message removed, message removed. Oh, this event does bug out, does it? Ooh, okay. Alright, well screw it then. Let's go to another map. Now I'm going to have to leave this player's party if I'm going to do that. The person in the party with me, can you please come to Kaineng so that neither of us are in there? If I'm with a party with someone, it's going to prioritize putting me with them. They might have spun up new maps too because of the meta. I mean, the Final Fantasy system is loosely based on, oh god, what was Benji talking about in the Discord? There's some, like, real-world mythology idea. Oh, I didn't mean leave party. You could have just left the map. That's okay. You can rejoin as well if you like. There is kind of like a sort of baseline that Final Fantasy's following, but it really gets lost in the details. Well, it doesn't get lost in the details. I got lost in the details because it didn't make sense to me. And I think Guild Wars is better at not getting lost in the details. That also makes it feel kind of unsatisfying to me, but... Well, it's okay, guys. We're done. We have a clean slate. We don't have to worry about this stuff. That's the value of End of Dragons, you know? We're just going to deal with Ankas and Scarlets and Jokos, and, you know, it's going to be much more simple shit from now on. Don't you guys worry. We don't have to worry about the particulars anymore. Time until Renyak wins, 8 minutes. Ah, look! Oh no, that's Joy Buck. Not you, Joy. For Christ's sake. Look, Joy is resetting so fast. And yet this other arsehole's nowhere to be seen. I'm getting a bit stressed out by this, because if I can't do this quest today, when am I going to do it? Tomorrow, I guess? We got one more day to squeeze it in. But we got a Dragon's End to do tomorrow. Oh, I want to be clear as well. I'd really like to succeed at Dragon's End in the finale. So if you guys want to, like, book it in or whatever, it will happen. It won't be so early in the morning like this, so don't worry too much about that, but yeah. I don't know. We could just go kill Renyak. I'm going to go do that. Join the squad. Oh, I can't join that squad for some reason. That's bizarre. Maybe his squad's full. Let's see. It doesn't count as griffining, everybody. Will it be NA or EU? I think probably EU.
Focus on the gyros.
Just to be brutally honest, because anytime I tried it with NA, it was a struggle. And the one time we tried it on EU, we dominated it. So, I don't know. I mean, that's... and I really wouldn't normally mind, but if there's like a time pressure and a specific desire to actually get it done, I'll go with my gut that maybe it'll be a little bit easier on EU. Wow, there's a lot of players here right now. What build do I want? Let's do Condi, but not that form of Condi. Let's do CC Condi. Oh, wait. That's not the right build. This build. Wait, what's going on here? Why do you have Lich form? That's not a Lich form build. This is setup. Alright, let's play the game. Focus. Me some blind. Check the spider cave after the meta. Maybe they're in there. Good point. Yeah, actually, I should go there. I should check the cave. It might just be disabled while the meta's going on as well. That could be a thing. So we want to take out the bulwark gyros for now. And then we want to get the way station. This next CC. Because this guy does actually have like CCs that matter. Oh my god, there's something broken. I'm on the Condi build with power. I've got power gear on in the Condi build, so hold on. We need to change this. There we go. Oh my god, and now the break bar, seriously? Okay, I can technobabble from range. Pistol 3. Oh, we nailed it. Kill me, baby. Jesus Christ. His Scrapper Hammer 3 is so huge. Look at all the people that die there. And I nearly died as well. Just from daring to be near him when he did that shit. Oh god, the bulwark's coming. He might... I think he's going to spank us. I see no resustain in here. Oh, the electrified floor? I didn't know that was a thing. Alright, well, we'll Jade Bot. That's our free life. I can't believe how much damage I'm taking. I literally can't really... And also, I have no endurance. Use the 4 to escape that blast gyro explosion. Take some time to hit him a bit. Boon up. That's at least Aegis and proc for a little while.
You're kidding, right?
A bit of poison from pistol 3. Okay. May the autos resume. If I see he does hammer 3 again, I'm stepping... Actually, hell, I'm just stepping away anyway. My might's so low on this build. It's such an odd thought that I could run Spike. I could run a spiked Condi Harbinger. It's a really weird idea, but it could work as a solo open world build because, you know, 25 might is 25 might for a Condi build. It's still good. And all the little power hits you do, I mean, it's still a thing, so... There's possibly a build in that. I don't know what I'd sub, though. I guess curses. The question is... This is brutal, dude. I don't think I'm going to get this. I need to stand with someone, anyone with some healing. And aside from that, what I really need to be is another build. We gotta take these blast arrows out, don't we? What I need to be is another build with blood, probably. Parasitic contagion would be huge in here as well. Would actually be resustaining. I think what you're actually looking at right now is the most that Gux has struggled in all of End of Dragons. This is the most that I've seen him struggling in content. And in fact, our number might be up here. Life Leech is so good. Oh no, we get a rally. Spoons, spoons, spoons. Here's a big C. Oh, I've got to get away from that. Here's a big CC coming, by the way. This last CC phase is really good. This is a bit what I was talking about. Oh god, no, I went down again. What are all these that are flying around? Is he in range of Signet of Agony? Let's see. He is, and I can fear him as well. Oh, that downstate contribution. Come on. Yeah.
In accordance with Legal Code 7, Section 14, I'll coordinate returning these items to their owners.
I, for one, am
Right.
going to celebrate.
Let's get out of here. Let's go to the spider cave.
Yes, I'll begin.
Did you attend June's last gala? All the big names were there.
Oh, you invited me to party. Yon is on your map. Oh, really? Oh. Oh, you're a god, man. Oh, my lord. So it was bugged on that instance, was it? You're standing with Yon. Yeah, Yon was not on our map, was he? I guess he just got deleted into the void somehow. People did the event very fast, the first event. Oh, I missed it. Are you serious? Oh. I think that this series has put on display very well all the problems with hooking stuff into events like this. So what? So that's it? No, you don't have to apologize. Oh. Well, look, we found a map at least. Oh! Apparently the mushrooms count anyway. I just picked up a mushroom and it did the end of the Celestial Ministry. Okay, we got it anyway from the mushroom. There you go, toxicologist Yon. Oh, I don't know if I've ever done that event in the sunflower fields anyway, though, so I might want to go back and do that at some point because of the, what do you call it? Just like the mastery of the map. I mean, I have already got the backpack and everything, but, you know, just to tally it. Oh, wow, that totally worked out. Oh, my God. You guys really helped there. That's lovely. You just finished my something about season 1. Where's the poll at? The polls only ran for 24 hours. There was one on Twitter and there was one on YouTube. And we had like 7,500 votes across them. So I think it's pretty representative at that point, you know.
And that's everything.
Especially considering it was from 2 different sources.
Let's make our way back to the cave. I'll get started on the concoction while we walk. I sure hope this works. I'd hate to see what the place looked like after a second plague.
Go. Got to learn exactly what this is saying as well about the affliction. I think, in theory, if you go to the community tab, if you click WoodenPotatoes here on YouTube, and you click the community tab, I think you'll still see the YouTube poll.
Because I'm deathly afraid of spiders.
And there might be some way of you, like, legacy voting on it, if you go to it. But, they're kind of all done at this point. By the way, I hope they do Arachnia and spider stuff, just so that we can get Driders back. Driders haven't been in Guild Wars lore since the first game. And even there, they were just creepy things sort of standing around.
Yeah, an insect toxicologist that doesn't like spiders. I've heard the joke before.
The Drider Empire in my Stellaris mod is actually my favorite empire of them all. The Torture Web. So cool. They're like the most evil, like, crazy, gross, aggressive race out there as well. They're really aggressive. They slave. They like eat other people. They do all the nastiest stuff you can imagine. They're just horrible. And I've got this idea of just like these giant worlds that are cocoons filled with their like black silk, and they're just spreading. That also makes them, you know, very much hated by everyone else. So, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if the Empire does bad, you know. Like, they'll load in and they'll be next to the Norn, who are just fucking badasses, and the Norn will just wipe them out straight away. But they're there. And if they get the snowball, if they spawn next to, like, a bunch of Quaggan or Skrit or some shit, or, like, a hive mind, like the Chark, so the Chark just ignore them because they don't understand. If they get that snowball, they'll just be, like, full-on crisis. They're awesome. They're my favorite for sure. And they're led, of course, by Arachnia. Yeah, Driders are in all the campaigns. They're in all of them. They're there at the Foundry of Fouled Creation in some Realm of Torment stuff. They're, you know, you find them just wandering around. Like in the Northern Shiver Peaks, there's some Driders. I don't know if there were any Driders in Cantha. I can't remember. And I can't remember if there's any in Eye of the North either. As far as I understand, in Classic, I don't know D&D very well. I don't really know, like, real, like, outside nerd stuff. But I think the classic idea of a Drider is half woman, half spider. Guild Wars Driders aren't that. They're not half woman. At least in Guild Wars 1, they're not. But they're basically just super deadly, evil mist creatures. And they're spider-like. I don't really know what this Blossom Weaver event here really does to hook all that stuff in, but you never know. But they're weird in Guild Wars 1 as well, because the funny thing about Guild Wars 1 is all enemies, no matter how big or small they are, they all have like little hands where they wield like their weapons. So like the Driders all have like these tiny little staves that they're holding. Their models are really weird. But yeah, there's like Frostfire. Basically, every variety of Drider that exists in Guild Wars 1 is in the Stellaris Empire. So there's like the Torture one, the Torture Webs, and one of the cool things is in Nightfall, they're using Doom is using Driders to pluck souls from the River of Souls. And they have a special classification. You guys might remember that there's an event at the end of Nightfall. There's a mission at the end of Nightfall where the bonus for the mission is you've got to run ahead and you've got to kill all these special ones. Another really famous type of Drider as well is there's these silver ones in the Underworld. Like, there's this super deadly, like, nuke type enemy. Because they're all, like, casters. They're like Necros and Ellies. But there's these silver ones. They're, like, little and they're silver. And they're super deadly. And they were, like, added in a later update. They're kind of like the skeletons of Doom. But, you know, in that they pierce all defenses and stuff. But there's these silver ones. I can't remember what their name is. But they're all correctly implemented in the Stellaris Empire and stuff. Okay, right. Back to Hui. No, not back to Hui. Back to the lady at the flower stand. Which I don't remember exactly where she was, but she was up here. My God, we just burned at least an hour on finding those flowers. I hope she appreciates the work we put into this. And we're doing it out of a love of the game. Imagine if you're doing this and your whole incentive is 1 goddamn AP. There might be a mastery point here. You know, they're not going to give us a skin or anything. I mean, Jesus. And of course the meta's up, so we have this extra problem. But that's okay, because breaking Flotsam is another achievement that I need to do, so... Maybe we can run over some Flotsam while we sail over there. Let's use the clutch, shift into a higher gear here. Oh wow, you killed the spider boss solo for the Catalyst collection. Really? What's the connection to the Catalyst? I guess it's not going to be very good, is it? The vast majority of the Harbinger ones didn't really feel very good. But in D&D, Driders are half Dark Elf, half Spider. I see. Oh, they're not necessarily women. Oh, I thought they were. I thought it was half woman, half Spider. I thought that was the thing. Oh, it's half Dark Elf, half Spider. So you can have male Driders, can you? That's interesting. In Guild Wars lore, that stuff's not there, but you know they're basically dangerous caster spiders. But they have kind of a very specific shape. I'm not sure if they're actually full-on spiders, by the way. They might only have 6 limbs. There's probably a note on the wiki about that. But yeah, what's peculiar and fun about them is they're not actually in Guild Wars 2. There's never been, as far as I know, there's never been a Drider, there's never been an NPC that talks about them ever having existed. It's just like a totally forgotten, dead part of the lore, so to speak. It's just gone. Okay, wasn't she somewhere around here? Let's have a look. Driders to me are like one of those cool, like badass, creepy things, like Flesh Reavers. And it's weird because Flesh Reavers were being set up in Eye of the North as a part of this expansion, this game, but...
I keep hearing reports about Brotherhood attacks. You ask me, those grunts are just a bunch of opportunists.
She's here, I think. No, she's not. Oh god, I'm an idiot. What have I done wrong? Oh my god, I ran way past her. She's all the way down here. I went to the whole wrong section of the sea. So, I'm assuming this is going to be the end of the whole quest here as well now, because there's not too many objectives left. Hello, Jew. I thought we were going to do all the ministries, but... Do you have my flowers? Yeah, here they are.
Return to your homes.
Oh, I liked that other comment there. This was a lot of work. I'm going to keep them. Did you see that? The end of the Celestial Ministry. Oh, no. Wow, this is a huge one. Return Jew's family history to Hui. So we are going to do all the ministries. So we've done Earth. We've done Water. That's going to leave Flame and Wind. What did they call it? The Ministry of Wind, probably?
So
the Ministry of Mistral.
Yes.
This is a place of
Defending mortals until the rule.
I should have come sooner. But when I saw what was happening, I was afraid. Corruption seems to be the destiny of our kind. I couldn't bear the thought of it.
I think that's my favorite Albax
You're
dialogue.
here now, my friend.
I like to think that the logo is Albax and Kunabang. In fact, oh man, see some of those.
Excuse me.
Hey, you pie.
You pay?
In fact, some of the fun ideas about the logo are kind of dead to me now. I don't know. I guess it's just Suwon and Kunabang is who it actually is. But I like to imagine it's Albax and Kunabang. Suwon's not even on it. I mean, she totally is on it, but hey. Alright, Researcher Hui. How did it go with Ju? Did she give anything good? After I traveled the world, literally. Who's next? Suyin. She's a pretty notorious wrestler. Wouldn't want to catch her on a bad day. Got a lot of resentment for Tao, but she might give you some good intel. Be prepared to take a punch or two.
Suyin might be a little less welcoming than the others. She's a wrestler, but not the professional type. Kaining underbelly. Harsh. Bloody. Not my crowd. But you know your way around a fight. Maybe she'll warm up. Rumor has it Tao was tied to the Ampha, a gang that used to own the streets of Kaining. They're not around anymore, but I'm guessing the attitude still is.
Okay. Less welcoming. Kaining's underbelly. Okay. I like the Ampha. I love how much conversation there is about them. So Suyin, sorry, I'm on the wiki trying to figure this out here. Oh, actually, this is the looking at the wiki here. This is the end, by the way. This guy. There's not a fourth. It's just the 3 ministries. So he's gonna give us some stuff, and then we're out. So it's right near the exit to the petrified woods over here. So we're looking at this place. In fact, the best way then, therefore, to do this is to go to the junkyard and just walk north. Might not be easy to instantly see that, but that's totally the thing.
If you see animals exhibiting
if you have Stellaris on some other platform than Steam, can you access my Guild Wars 2 mod? I don't know. I only provide it through Steam. I do it through the workshop. It's kind of a hobby thing for me. It's just something I do in the evenings sometimes. I haven't, since Ender Dragons came out, I haven't patched it. I haven't touched it for like 3 weeks now. And I just upload new versions to the workshop. You'd have to find a way to get it off of there, I guess. I know that some people who are like really big into it and they get paid to do it and stuff, they like host their stuff on GitHub or whatever. I don't know any of that, so I'm afraid to say.
Ministry can't spare another body to...
But it's a pretty complete version right now. There's still a couple of big bits I want to get in for the big 1.0 release. And I'm thinking when I hit it to 1.0, I might do a video about it or something, but I don't know. I might make it 1.0 compatible and then like see if there's any cool Overlord features I can integrate with it. And then end it there. I kind of went a bit crazy with my plans for it right before End of Dragons came out. Oh, are you in here? Like, there are so many cool empires I want to do, but they take a lot of work, so. Aha, look, she spoke. Split my lip the other day in a 2-on-1. I put them in their place. Oh, I think I've spoken to you before, right? Sorry, I thought she was supposed to be rough and tumble. She looks like she's a part of the ministry. Not the best neighborhood for outsiders. What do you want? I'm looking for the history of Minister Tao. Oh, sorry. Minister Tao was the rough and tumble guy, not Suyin. Of course you are. Listen closely, pal. That criminal created nothing but trouble for our family. The Jade Brotherhood, they couldn't leave us alone. We've been tormented for decades. The Jade Brotherhood? His support of the Ampha nearly destroyed the Brotherhood. So they destroyed my family instead. They waited until after he was arrested. We've been fighting ever since. Wow. Do you have this all written down? I can give you what I have, but I want you to display some loyalty first. Earn my trust where Uwe expected it. Fighter to fighter. Smash some brotherhood for me, and then we'll talk. Alright, I'm good at smashing things. Disrupt the Jade Brotherhood in New Kaineng. Brothers in Arms. Objective 0 of 4. Is that other quests that they want me to do? Or is that just kill them? Brothers in Harms. What a funny name for an achievement here, by the way. Alright, so it's just another side quest. Ooh, I can't type. Brothers in Arms. My grandmother didn't deserve what that rat did to us. My mother didn't either. All I can do now is fight. Complete 4 events involving the Jade Brotherhood in Kaineng. It has to be in this map. And it has to be Brotherhood related. Well, shit. Hold on. I don't know off the top of my head whether all the Brotherhood related stuff is. Are these Docs events based on it? I mean, I don't know. Dustin! Wow! Thank you for the donation. It just occurred to me that I haven't had a donation until now, so thank you.
Thanks. Shouldn't be much more left.
In fact, yesterday I think you were the only person as well that did it too, weren't you? Oh no, I think someone else did later. Anyway, $9.99. Thank you very much. That was lovely of you before. Please don't feel obligated to keep doing that. You enjoyed the Season 1 video. Great idea about different progressive LA versions. Oh my god, I want to talk to you guys about that more as well. So I've been alluding to that in the past couple of parts. That's my big thing that I was talking about over the past 2 parts. The whole old LA. Like, I'm a big believer in it. I really am. One of the big arguments that you can make is, well, look, they don't want to disrespect the decision to destroy LA. It kind of invalidates it. But I don't know. We've just lived a decade with it, right? 8 years. I think it's pretty good. I think we've had that for a while. And I really do believe in the choice to pick which version of the instance you go to. Someone in the comments had the idea that you could use like a portal scroll to get back and forth between them. And while that's kind of fun, I want it to feel fully like a part of the open world. But just what that would mean for how like comfortable and normal the personal story would feel without throwing us back and forth into the sepia kind of areas. And yeah, if you think about it, if they're gonna do Living World Season 1, there's a lot of content in Old LA there again, and it just kind of makes sense to me to bring Old LA back. Just think of like the poetry. Is it poetry? What is it? It's not poetry. Just think about this. LA got destroyed, and we've only had Disneyland LA for the vast majority of that. There was Rubble LA for a bit as well, right? And for years and years and years, people have wanted Season 1 back, and on the patch series that brings Season 1 back, LA returns with it. I mean, there's just kind of a nice symmetry to that, isn't there? I mean, it's all pointless to talk about because, I mean, we really are just blue sky thinking it, but I think it works so perfectly.
Great work. We'll get this
and it's just
like
like eliminating one of those things from the list where people are like, oh, I don't want to play that game anymore because this thing happens, you know. I can imagine a bunch of like lapsed players that are like overly salty about it, that it would genuinely appeal to them and they'd be like, oh, hell yeah. You know, one thing I wish I put in the video was like a ton of little reminders of people of what old LA's like, you know.
Things like this happen all the time. Mizuki tries. Thanks. Shouldn't be much more
What's
left.
the joke? What's the thing? Oh my god. It's something about a Norn merchant. Why am I breaking?
Shouldn't be
Guys,
much more
what's
left.
the quote from the Norn at the bank or whatever it was near the crafting area? His looping dialogue over and over and over again. Or, you know, like those old jumping puzzles that were there that nobody's played for ages. The achievements associated with those coming back in a real way. The old Gate Hub Plaza. And in fact, the secondary plaza as well, which they never used, but now could have a site to Arborstone and stuff. And one to Amnoon and think, oh man, it would be good. I don't know, for some reason that just really captured me. I'm not someone that actually in the past cared that much about old LA, but there I was thinking about it and sort of loving the idea. By Ogden's beard, what's savings? That's it, there you go. That line. I don't know. I just think it matches with the theme
Get this
of
cleaned
bringing
up in
Living
no
World
time.
Season 1 back in a big way. You know? And you think about, you guys were the ones that were thinking about the Steam release, but I think that's a really good point too, you know? You think about imagine all that's
Things
in.
like,
Season
"Thanks,
1's back.
shouldn't be much
Old
more
Lion's
left."
Arch is back. What other kind of like bullshit updates could they change? I don't know. And then the Steam release.
You didn't even bat an eye at those thugs. Got everything cleaned up too. If you ever need work, I got a MinSec uniform with your name on it.
You know, reverse some new player experience stuff where, like, the level gates are on there with the story and things like that. Okay, apparently that was a Brotherhood event, so that's cool. It didn't chain into anything, though, so... And again, it's not that I think the game would be the best game in the world at that point. It's just about pandering to people at the right moment so that you don't get a mixed review on Steam. That's really the thing. What else was great about Old LA? I mean, that's pretty much it, right, guys? No, seriously, I think it'd be good. I do think it would be good.
Haven't seen Penny in a couple days.
Dominion of Winds and Tengu playable. Well, I think, yeah, obviously people would like that, and obviously that would be good, but I think that's... I think the thing with the Steam release and the Steam reviews and stuff is you want to, like...
What they do this time?
I think it's about, like, reversing and, like, giving a sense that, like, you really love the community and that you're really listening and all that kind of stuff. I think that's what it's about more. It's not just about good things that can happen with the game. It's about people fighting for the game. So here's an observation I've seen. Me and Kerry are pretty much convinced of it, right, with Dying Light 2. So Dying Light 1 came out years ago, and it was genuinely a really good game. It was in the zombie genre, so, you know.
You can take an hour back for yourself.
You can accuse it of not being very inspired and so on, right? You might be burnt out of zombie stuff, whatever. It might not be your jam. But it was genuinely a good game, and it did zombies plus parkour in a good way, and it was good. And so they got a community. And Dying Light 2 has gone through development hell, it looks like. Like, it's gone through delays and delays and on and on and on. But here's the thing. They're a very indie-feeling studio, and they communicate with their fan base constantly. So, like, whenever Dying Light 2 was delayed, they had, like, these really sincere, really buyable, lovely video documentaries and, like, conversations with their community saying, hey, guys, look, this is what we want to do. Unfortunately, it's going to come out later. Please believe us. We love this game. We want to do it. And they have, like, this vibe of being an indie studio that's really passionate about their game and their community. And it's hard to, like, not get caught up in that and enjoy it. So here's the thing. Dying Light 2 is actually a pretty mediocre game. It's basically like a clone of the previous one that came out years later, but has taken steps back in a lot of ways, and is clunkier in a lot of ways and so on. It kind of crushes me to say it, but it's not very good, right? Or if it is good, it's only ever as good as the original was. And Kerry has a much worse opinion of it than me. She'll say it's actively terrible. You know, I was alright with it. I was having fun enough with it. But, you know, it wasn't a great game. But here's the thing. It was definitely full of bugs and definitely full of jank. And you could feel it much more than the previous one. Here's the thing. You go to Steam. You look at the Steam reviews. It's, like, overwhelmingly positive. And there are negative reviews on there. There are people speaking the truth about the game, I think. And are being kind of objective about the game. I know who am I to say what's objective, right? I get it, but it's genuinely not that great. And it doesn't have that much magic. And it probably deserves mixed reviews. It probably does. But it doesn't have those mixed reviews because their fan base, because the people who are buying it, they really believe in the studio and they want to love that game and they want to love those devs because of the way that they've communicated and they've talked about things, okay? So when I look at that as a Guild Wars obsessed nerd, that's what I think ArenaNet needs, you know? ArenaNet needs that kind of, like, pull with their audience and with their community. And so when you talk about, like, bringing Living World Season 1 back, and when I talk about bringing back, you know, Old Lion's Arch, the value isn't because Old Lion's Arch is that good. The value is because you're manipulating the audience into believing in the studio more. Into caring about the product. What if ArenaNet did all that stuff, what it would signal to the community is, hey, look, we've listened to you. You love Old LA, let's bring it back. We're in this together, you know? And it creates that sense that Dying Light devs have done so well, right? And then you don't get the mixed reviews. The reality of the game doesn't matter. It's all about the perception that your audience has, the perception of whether the game matters, whether it's going somewhere in the future, all that kind of stuff, you know? It's a game, you know? And it's, sorry, when I say it's a game, I mean it's like, it's a meta level of like the reality of the video game, the product doesn't matter so much as like this, like, almost like game of politics that you're playing with the community. And so that's why I think that stuff like bringing old LA back would mean so much and would be timed very well with the Steam release. I saw there was another event, and now I've lost it. I like that all these are so easily telegraphed, by the way. It's very easy to see what's going on. Is that a Jade Brotherhood event up there? I like this, by the way. Not waiting for one event, just doing a bunch of different ones. Stabilize the signal fragments. Okay, is this Jade Brotherhood stuff? Or is this Void stuff? I don't know. The Guild Wars 2 Steam page already has negativity on it. No. Wait, what do you mean? Do you mean on the community hub there's a bunch of morons in the forums on there? Or do you mean it has actual negativity? What do you mean there? One thing I have noticed from looking at Steam very closely is Steam opinions are, they're much more the everyman opinion, generally speaking. They're much less loyal. They're not as hysterical as you'd find on Reddit, but the level of candor you get on Steam community forums, and that's for any game, whether I'm playing Don't Starve or Terraria or whatever, you know, that I'm looking at on there. Dying Light, Stellaris, Days Gone I was looking at, you know, basically anything I've been playing on Steam lately, I've been engaging with that side of the communities. I find that the Steam communities, they're much less invested. So what that means is they're much less hyperbolic, but they're also much more honest and much ruder. When you like look at their forums and stuff. And so I think that you would probably see a lot of like that on the Guild Wars 2 side as well. That also means that there's a lot of misunderstanding, right? And a lot of just idiocy on there. But I don't know, I think it's a kind of a valuable place to look at community discussion. And I do view it as a third branch, by the way. You know, when we think about Guild Wars, you should think about the official forums, where you've got hysterical people and a positive hive mind. You should think about Reddit, where you've got hysterically invested people and a negative hive mind can exist. And then you should look at the Steam forums, where the Steam forums, I think, is less hysteria. But also less fanaticism. Fanaticism's probably the right phrase for it. So anyway, I think it's a useful tool for sure.
What was that, the third attack this week? Lost count.
If Guild Wars 2 comes to Steam and gets mixed, it's going to be really, really, really sad, I think. I hope it doesn't. I hope it doesn't, but ArenaNet have to time the release very well, and they have to earn something more than mixed, I think. It doesn't deserve mixed. It's a fantastic MMO. But, you know, the community narrative and how much people have been strung out and expectations and all that shit, that all crowds it out, you know? And this community and people like me bagging on minutia, you know, we're our own worst enemy, you know? I shouldn't sit here bagging on minutia, but it's honestly how I feel. So that's what you get, baby. I think it's important for me to be honest about shit like that, because you won't find any bravery otherwise in the scene. Do you know what I mean? Everyone doing this, I'm not so presumptive as to think I'm some kind of journalist or whatever, but I do think that you have to have some confidence that I'm not a total shill. You know, you have to be brave enough to stand across on the other side. You can't be a buddy with all the devs. Do you know what I mean? Because you just kill the whole thing. And if the scene has none of that, if every content creator, every avenue for discussion, it's all just mouthpieces, there's never going to be any sincere growth or reflection on what's going on. I don't know. Getting way off topic here. Where is more Jade Brotherhood? South somewhere maybe? How would you bring back Season 1 without Old LA? Well, they could just dump it in there, first of all. I mean, they've done that in the past. It's been weird and strange, but they've done that in the past. Or you just do it Season 1 style, where it's little instances. Personal story style, when it's little instances. Does that make sense to you? Like, if I go on Gux and I play my story, when I get to LA, I just enter a mini instance, which is old LA. It's not the real map. I can't craft there, I can't see other players there, I can't see all the NPCs there, I can't explore the whole thing. It's on a sepia tone, and on and on and on and on. There's a lot of downsides to it, but it is there technically. So they could just do it that way. But I want to go one further, and I want to recommend fully implementing as an open world environment. There's another huge argument for old LA, by the way, that I was really mad I forgot to put in the video. You guys ready? One of the reasons they got rid of... let me ask you this, actually. I'm going to ask the live chat. Unfortunately, I can't get comments from people watching this later. But pause the video if you like, if you're watching this later, and give me your thought. I want to ask you guys, what is possibly one of the biggest reasons they got rid of old LA? What is it? What's the reason, the real reason? Like a real pragmatic point that they had to it. And why is... and here's a clue for you. Why is Disneyland LA Disneyland? Anyone want to guess? Well, this Kappa event is definitely not going to be the right thing here. Boom, there you go. Performance, optimization. Old LA was built terribly. Exactly. There were performance issues. And so Disneyland is much more open and so on to try and deal with that, because there were major frame problems. Now, people don't want to acknowledge that. They don't want to think about that, but that's true. And it's an argument why new LA is better than old LA. Alright, you might not like the vibe, but the fact is it's the central hub of the game, and they don't want people running around on 15 FPS and dragging down Guild Wars 2's reputation as an inoptimized piece of shit that won't run well on my new CPU, for example, or whatever. They don't want that reputation, so Disneyland LA is what it is. Well, here's the thing. That decision was made in 2014. Generally speaking, hardware has trended up. Now, we've plateaued and stagnated over these COVID years, right? But generally speaking, the community has better rigs now, more resistant to those frame issues. And what's the whole other argument that I'm making with this? The whole argument is that people are split all over the world now. It's not such a crazy, insane thing where you're next to 150 people at that bank and you've set your culling settings up wrong. People will be split over Disneyland and Old LA and Arborstone and Divinity's Reach and the Black Citadel and so on. Well, the Black Citadel's a bad example. Nobody's in the Black Citadel, are they? Let's be real. And the lobbies, the fractal lobbies and stuff. So that's exactly to our benefit now. You know, that's exactly helpful to us with this proposal, because those frame rate concerns are not what they once were. So again, another argument. One of the chief reasons why you would get rid of Old LA, it's not necessary anymore. I mean, it's obviously still going to be a consideration, but people have their choice too, you know. DirectX 11 beta as well. Yeah, good point. I mean, that's still... Personally, I haven't seen many gains off of it, but let's be idealists here for a second and fine, sure. The beta is going to make everyone's frame rates 120 all the time, even in old LA. But no, the point is it's more headroom, isn't it? Right, so anyway, I never included any of that argumentation in my video, and it was actually in the script. I did this thing. I keep accidentally doing this thing where I accidentally, like, skip ahead. And then I look back later and I realize there's a whole chunk of discussion that's not there. But I sort of just live with it because... I mean, Christ, the videos are long enough as they are. They don't need to be longer. Where is this junker? Oh, if I can kill him, it would be amazing. But someone else is fighting him. The community hub for Guild Wars 2 basically posts calling the game garbage waste 2 and how it is bad because no big streamers play it.
We're going to get you out of there. Just hold on.
Did I have my conversation about that as well? Oh, I didn't. Oh, I've got to have a little conversation as well. I had a comment from someone earlier in the week before all this Lying's Arch stuff. In my video about season 6, okay,
so glum?
I had a throwaway comment at the end. ArenaNet throwing good money after bad for these terrible videos from these crappy videos from macro influencers, right? That was basically what I said, almost word for word. That's what I said. I had a comment from someone who like said they were basically furious at me for that and blah 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 blah. So disrespectful. I'm glad they've made the videos and so on. And I just want to be clear, right? Like, Maybe I should dig up the actual comment itself. My view on this is not that the macro influencers themselves are necessarily terrible people or anything like that, right? And I think it's a good idea in general as well. I love that protection corruption there. It's a good idea as well to do it, right? And it's not all good money after bad. I get it. The point I'm trying to make is that when you spend a ton of money on these personalities to be mouthpieces for you and advertise it for you, you know, that they literally, I mean, I don't understand anyone who watches channels like that, really, because, I mean, come on. I really hate that thing of, like, being, someone in the audience is blatantly, literally just being treated as a number to advertise to, and you're, like, happily sitting there like a little fucking dodo. Like, I just don't, there's so little scrutiny. When someone, like, is blatantly playing a game that they clearly don't care about, they're doing it to cash in on you. They're using you as a commodity. Like, there's something so wow about that. So insincere. So deceitful. So tacky. And nobody seems to give a shit. I don't know how those channels work. I really don't. Anyway, the point I'm trying to make, okay, is if there was a sincere love in those macro influencers, if Guild Wars was in a place where ArenaNet could go to a macro influencer and say, hey, can you try our game out? We'll pay you for a little video. And when they do it, they actually fall in love with Guild Wars. And they actually see, they get roped into it and they say, that is worth the money. That is like a beautiful thing. That is what should be aimed for. And to be honest, a truly healthy game and a truly healthy community that pushes that game on other people, you don't need to pay the macro influence to do it. It will work on its own. These people will come out of a true, deep passion and sincere belief that, oh, here's this cool game people are playing, and hey, I enjoy it too. I'll just do some videos. And that will be real. And that won't be tacky. And those people won't have to be paid a ton of money for one little one-off production, and then they're out the door again. They're actually going to keep making videos about it, and they're actually going to care about it in a sincere, deep way. That's what I want for Guild Wars. And throwing a ton of money, you know, wheeling wheelbarrows at people just to get a little bit out of some macro influences before the game's ready, before there's a real introduction to them, before there's stuff like, you know, contemporary things for them to play through that actually make sense. It's a waste of everyone's time. That's what I'm trying to get at. That's what I mean by crappy videos, all right? Because it's not I don't really know what I'm trying to say, to be honest, because if they've got the money to spend, then spend it, you know. It might get someone a little bit more in the game. And I do kind of believe that those crappy little videos can just, like, remind people the goddamn game exists. You know, some Fortnite streamer plays Guild Wars 2 and everyone in the comments is saying, oh, this game still has updates? You know, that's of some value, so fine. I mean, who am I on the outside to say what's worth the money or not? But that was what I was trying to get at. I wasn't trying to, you know, I wasn't trying to be too judgmental about the practice. I just think that, like, the sincere fandom born out of a good product and a positively minded community that generates its own interest from those macro influences is much better than insincere whatever they did before End of Dragons came out, right? And I'm trying to be very objectively minded about that and not be, like, salty about the fact that people within aren't being offered those opportunities, you know. Better not to be a Guild Wars partner. Better to be some, you know, bandwagon chasing so-and-so. And they get paid in another way. But hey. You kind of disagree with the take. Modern content creators will only make videos and stream large games if it already has the views behind it. That's fine. I never argued against that. I agree with that.
I'm gonna have to close the shop if I don't get support from
What I'm questioning is of how much value it is to generate a bunch of insincere, sloppy, lazy videos from a bunch of people who clearly don't care about the game anyway. That's what I'm getting at. You can perform that practice, but how about in when it's a little bit more earned, maybe, or I don't know. Not going to happen. Big content creators only play Favor of the Month games. They kind of have to because that's where their huge audience is. Their whole job revolves around it. Yeah, maybe this is totally a me problem and nothing else.
No, she's probably bigger than that.
I can't remember the complete context of my original comment, so it's not helpful, obviously, but there it is. No streamer creator is going to do a promo of Guild Wars 2 and then stick with it because it isn't going to get viewer-based views. Yes, exactly! Exactly, so earn it. Build a game with a community that's working to... It's kind of that putting the cart before the horse thing. If that's the case, then putting a dump truck of money in front of some fucking sellout shill isn't going to do anything. It's just going to get people to laugh at it for one video and then we move on. You know, if we want to do things for Guild Wars, the answer is not that. That's what I'm saying. That's a stopgap. That's a tiny little thing for the here and now. Real fixes, real growth for the community, they don't come from these crappy little videos. That's not where to look, you know? And that's probably throwing good money after bad right now. That's where I want to go with that, I think. So, is that our 5th Jade Brotherhood event, by the way? I think it is. Oh, it might. Hold on. What's it called? It's called Brother in Harms. We need one more. One more. Maybe this one down here. That looks like... Yeah, protect technicians from Jade Brotherhood. That's totally it. But the question is, do we get there in time? My comment was in reference to the idea of a refer-a-friend system. Yeah, that was it. Yeah. Look, I was basically trying to make the point that, like, having a refer-a-friend system is going to do a lot more for the game, is going to encourage natural, real, sincere growth than crappy videos like that. That's what I was getting at. And I stand by that. I really do. And in the context of how I use crappy there, I really do stand by it, because I think they're of limited value. I use crappy not to disrespect the people or the institution or anything. I use crappy to explain their efficacy. There you go. That's what I'm trying to say. I wanted to talk about this in like just a normal straight up Q&A video, but yeah, but maybe I had a more constructive thought at the start. Okay, we got a boss. Is the boss going to be the end of the event? Don't even need the stun. All the Warhorn Core. There it is, Brother in Harms. So this is... So we go to Suyin and get her family history. Then it's probably back to Hui. And 2 objectives. There isn't another ministry, so I don't know what these final 2 objectives are going to be. I suppose there'll be a phase where Hui tells us everything that he's learned, you know. There's got to be that. Oh, we're going into the warehouse, right? Do I still have it marked? I do. Awesome. Happy with that. Have I tried PvP with the new specs? Any fun recommendations? No, I haven't. Not a single one for a single moment. Well, in the betas I did. And to be honest, I'm not in... Oh, well, let me think here. Maybe Vindicator in PvP scenarios might be fun to look at. I don't know how the dodge balance and stuff is looking, but that might be fun to look at. Harbinger looks reasonably strong and I had fun with in the betas, so I might check that out in World vs. World. I'm not sure any of the other ones have the quality of life or playmaking that I'm really interested in. More than refer, they need a return to game system too. Well, I think the refer a friend thing's a reasonable idea. I mean, I'm not saying I've reinvented the wheel there, but I think it's reasonable. Someone responded in a comment and said the problem with that is that you run out of friends. And I just sort of thought, yeah, but then the point is those friends that you got are referring more and the web continues, you know? But hey. Alright, hello Suyin. Did you take out the Brotherhood? The circles under your eyes tell a pretty vivid story. They had it coming. Damn. Alright, so what are you going to do? You gave me a thing, did you? The end of the Celestial Ministry. Return to Suyin's document to Hui. And then 2 final objectives. Are they going to trigger an Arbor Stone? Where are they? Where could they possibly take me? Maybe he's going to tell us, oh, I have this revelation. Go do this thing. And then return one final time. GS5 got nerfed for Vindicator. Yeah, I saw that patch note, actually. Apparently, like the multi-packets. Or something, right? So you can get hit with it too much. Are you pie?
Excuse me. Are you Pei?
Why do I keep saying her name wrong? I'm forgetting it. It's Pei. I can't. Even when it's dialogue coming up over and over and over again, I'm forgetting. Pei, not pie. I guess I'm just hungry, guys. I got pie on the brain. Someone nominate me a type of pie, and I'll get that for my food today. And I don't want any of this American sweet pie stuff. I'm talking some kind of savory pie here. Someone give me a recommendation. Researcher Hui. Did you get anything out of Suyin? After I trashed the Jade Brotherhood, yeah, now what? I forgot to mention a fairly vital detail in this study. I'm the last descendant. Minister Zhao was my great-great-great-great-grandfather. You're just bringing this up now. I shouldn't have left you in the dark, but Zhao, he was always rumored to be in the pocket of the Ministry of Purity. Went into hiding shortly after the Zaitan disaster. I'm listening. From what I've gathered, he operated out of Kaineng ruins after going into hiding. If you look around, you might be able to find proof. Anything, really, that helps fit this piece together. Just look around. Search for remnants, documents, anything that pins purist movement in the area. If you can find enough, I can use it.
I don't know how reliable the rumors are about his ties to the Ministry of Purity, but I want to know. Honestly, I need to know. If we want to do better as a nation, we can't ignore the blood on our hands. Just be careful. The Purists are a nasty group of bottom feeders and righteous assholes.
They love that word arsehole, don't they?
Don't look in the eye too long. They might take it as a compliment.
Arsehole comes up a lot. I reckon there's probably 7 or 8 instances of the word arsehole in Guild Wars 2 End of Dragons. Arsehole. I love saying that word long and slow because it just makes it really gross and creepy. Arsehole. Okay. Pure enmity. Zhao, he wasn't a good person. It's about time we figured out what happened to him. What really happened. Okay, is this going to explain to me the... Is this going to be some of the stuff that I was looking for before? Pure enmity. So on Wiki, I can see the locations of the clues, which is awesome. Jesus Christ, I'm moving too fast. So we are looking here, first of all. But back to where we were going, everybody. I don't know if we'll get any revelations here. Pie at 9 AM. Ugh. Hey, I woke up at 10:30. It's technically dinner time. Well, not yet. In like a couple of hours. Mushroom pie? Ooh, just straight up mushrooms. That's it. Not chicken and mushroom, just some kind of mushroomy sauce.
Getting a bunch of reports about rice.
Chicken and mushroom. There you go. Shepherd's pie. No, that doesn't count. Not a shepherd's pie or a cottage pie. That doesn't count. I mean actual pie. Come on, I'm hankering for pastry here. The old man has reminded me about pie, and I want some now.
There's been an accident. Several dead.
Try dickhead in that tone as well. Oh, God. Time for din-dins. Din-dins. Din-din is how I feed a dog. You know, if you're going to give a dog its meal, it's din-dins. Din-dins. You want to have some dinner? Or maybe a very little, small child you'd give din-dins to. Actually, would you give din-dins to a small child? Get some ramen. Dude, I've never been much of a noodles or ramen kind of guy. Never in my life have I craved either of those foodstuffs. Never in my whole life. Okay, what is this? A purist document fragment. This is a ripped letter to Yongi. This is a name that I recognize from elsewhere, but who? To find out soon. Gold Serpent can't keep this hidden. Oh, we read this before. Gold Serpent is Lee. Can't keep this hidden much longer if he has any hope of surviving. Of course, maybe he's trying to be sneaky and signal some of his old allies. Okay, I'm lost again, though. If that's Lee... Unsure of what he does when he leaves the outpost. Says it's something to do with an offering to the Celestials. Barely got a flicker of flame left. So maybe he's looking for a little more fuel. Blood along the path. I wouldn't want to get stuck in Risen territory for long. Dude, should I just do a Guild Wars mystery video where I just verbatim read all of these? And I just say, there you go, guys. Something's up. I have no idea. Go. I genuinely feel like I want to print each page off and put them... You know, like what detectives do in, like, detective shows where they got, like, a big, like, what's the word? Like a big corkboard? Corkboard, is that it? And, you know, they pin all the stuff all over the place and they draw the lines all over. That's what I need to do. Like, literally in real life need to do to actually try and figure out what the hell they're going on about with all this. So anyway, that's hint 1. And that seemed pretty juicy to me. Hint 2. Oh, is it just taking me to... We just walked over it. Is it just taking me to all the documents that I've already read? These aren't new documents. They're all going to be ones we've already read. So there is a quest that takes you to all of them. All 4. I guess that this is the entirety of them. So what was that about flames and stuff? A strange looking ship. I'll hand you over to them with a side of eggs. When I read eggs there, it was making me think about that word, the hive earlier. Ugh, Wakondi again. Oh my god, what the hell is this? I got like aggro 7 mobs. To be honest, I should have kept all that on that hunter. Oh, I should have Dark Barraged him because he had stab. And we would have feared him with Dark Barrage, which would have been very satisfying. Look at all these eagles that they summon, man. It's crazy. They're no joke. It's a lot like fighting in Ara. Okay. We can now mount. You think I'm scared? I'm a necromancer. I'm born for this place. Tacticians. Yeah, look. It's just this. That's the one about Ashu. This next one might be new, as far as I know. It's there. Accidentally unclicked that. I got out quick because that's an A-bomb. If I let the A-bomb hit me too much, he'll probably build stacks of frenzy and then he gets really dangerous. I don't actually know that for sure. They might not have put the frenzy mechanic on them in this expansion. I've noticed they're kind of inconsistent about that. Maybe they think it's just too dangerous or whatever, but... Oh, here we go, look, field notes. Wait, no, that's field notes. That's the guys looking for the vault. This isn't going to be it. No. Oh, this might be new, guys. There might be a message here that I've never seen. Oh, invisible wall. Oh, shit. I should have cannonballed that guy. We're very close to it. The question is, are we high or are we low? I don't necessarily need to fight that guy. Oh, it's high. We gotta get really high. Oh my lord. Really high and no sky scale. Is that hunter seriously still fighting me from all the way over here? Pretty sure I'd be in combat with him if I didn't deal with this. I'm gonna try and wait for him to stab before I run. We really got to climb up. I guess go in this corner here. Might be the final piece of the mystery here, guys. Seriously. I'm gonna bond of faith if I can't make that. I can though. Technically already already cheating, let's be real. Oh no. Are we okay? I think we're okay. It's somewhere like on one of these roofs. There it is. Purist document fragment. I feel like, didn't we read this earlier? At the start of the episode? Amazing he survived this long without being discovered. After the crack up, we'd assume they'd all be rounded up. So you might think that he's talking about Lee there, but I think this is Ashu. He's got some sort of special ability to stay above it all, Zal. Yongi has decided to lend him sanctuary in our temporary headquarters. Moving off the main peninsula. This is a council meeting transcript. Okay, and then the final one is at the campsite up here on the POI, which is also low down, so we can just glide there now. Temptation to Griffin here, absolutely incredibly high. So who's White Falcon? Wait. Is there a Golden Falcon and a White Falcon? Janin's first note said that the Aether Blades are of unpure blood and was planning to turn on them after the Hertz attack. Yeah. Basically, there was a collaboration between the Aether Blades and the Purists for a brief while, but the Purists wouldn't have wanted to keep hanging out with them because, you know, they're not from Cantha. Here, this fragment here. Zal wasn't doing well when we arrived, so it's no surprise he was one of the casualties. He was too weak anyway, he lost a lot of blood. Ministry of Purity waits for no man. We must press on and fight back against this Canthan genocide. Let this be a call to arms, to blood. No Canthan is safe from Habaragi's self-righteous hand. No minister. We see the loss of our nation if we don't act, so we march tonight. This is from Yongi. And is obviously like 125 years ago. That's interesting, seeing the Brotherhood repurpose Jade stuff. Oh, that felt quite satisfying, that fight. I like that. But there you go, so that's it. And then return to Hui to discuss our findings. Wow, hold on, is he gonna actually explain this shit to me? Is he gonna say, hey, this, and this? I'm deadly serious right now. We are very much looking at whatever they're planning for Season 6 here. This is... This is definitely too detailed to just be tossed aside.
Excuse me. Are you Pei?
Are you Pi? I'm going to call her Pi forevermore now. How many times have we heard that today? I think 4, maybe 5. There's a White Falcon, aka Minister Lee, and a Golden Serpent. Oh, they're different. Find anything? A lot of random documents? Don't know if they'll help.
History isn't always pretty, but it's important. It's important to know why things happened the way they did. What went wrong. And not just to know, but to understand why. To know who was responsible. Who went along with those choices. Cantha isn't perfect, but we need to know our real history. Not just the watered-down version we tell our kids in school. The Celestial Ministry wasn't all bad, but it was complicit. So we have to do better.
Oh, bro, that's it. You're just gonna grandstand. For fuck's sake, let's talk about real things. Nock says, if there's much dialogue that will make me mute, it's those two. I need to create that as a sound effect. That's like stay away from the summoner. No, these are perfect. Do you know what this says? Here it confirms that Zal was working for with the Purists, and that he lived so much longer than we thought. The Celestial Blessing is so potent. Okay, we have a name for it. The Celestial Blessing. That right there, that unlocked. Okay, so Ashu is under the effects of the Celestial Blessing. What else do I know about this? Glad I could help. Oh, keep going though. Between your additional digging and my research, I've made some really good progress on the fall of the Celestial Ministry. It's a working sample, but let me know what you think. Yeah, okay. Is it on one of these books? Weathered book? No, that's the Salt and Sand. History of the Ministry of Fire, Ministry of Air, Ministry of Water. Well, yeah, but what else? Compiled and researched by Hui as a part of the Ministry of Archives literature collection on the Zaitan disaster. When speaking with a descendant of Minister Nai Mokju, I was left contemplating the potency of power within the Celestial Ministry's bloodlines. It remained one of the lingering, burning questions in my research, which I suspect may also explain their prolonged lives. Minister Nai was just, as one can infer. The Ministry of Water controlled the elaborate canals that lined Old Kaineng. He controlled the entirety of the city's water system, which, as we've now observed, posed a great number of ethical complications. To our knowledge, he didn't use those abilities to control the waters of Cantha in the same way that, say, Minister Tao controlled the air. But while he was less prone to accepting bribes, they did adjust taxes at harsh intervals. After the Zaitan disaster, Nai almost immediately stepped down from his position. He cited a lack of relevancy, and he thought there was little room for the Celestial Ministries and a revitalized Cantha. He opened a flower shop in the heart of New Kaineng that his descendants still run today. Nai's known descendant refused to comment on the minister's death. I'm quite captivated by this. Air. Prior to the collapse of the Celestial Ministry, long before the Zaitan disaster plagued our shores, the Ministry of Air oversaw trade and shipping. Their control of the winds gave them a firm grip on most waterbound travel, despite being in constant contention with the Ministry of Water over control of the harbours of Old Kaineng. It wasn't until the Zaitan disaster that Minister Tao was revealed to be a high-ranking official of the Amphar. She took bribes from ship captains, giving those carrying valuable cargo higher priority in docking permits, and though harder to prove, better wind direction for swift travel. Although the Amphar disbanded after the Zaitan disaster, when most of their ranks were killed in the Undercity massacre. Oh, I see. So this is the proper reason why the Amphar disbanded, because they got fucking blown up by the wave. The Jade Brotherhood, who are kind of higher up, escaped that somewhat. I like the logic of that. Emperor Bitgaram and Empress Heibaragi both made great efforts in working to cleanse the new city of Old Kaineng's problematic history. Minister Tao was arrested shortly after the reveal. Her family was exiled and still resent her actions today. Given her age at the time of arrest, Tao's sentence was short-lived. She died in her cell in Xingji just a few weeks after her arrival. Cause of death is still unknown, but one medical report described as her appearing suddenly drained of all life, and that her blood had been replaced with sand. Oh, fuck, this is cool. Hold on, are they doing like a vampire thing? These people, the blessing of the celestial blessing or whatever, right? It's granting them long life. But they're like vampires. They need something to sustain it. This bitch gets caught, thrown in jail, boom. She doesn't get it anymore and she dies. Her blood had been replaced with sand. What other references to sand have we seen? What was that thing I was reading earlier? Something about sand in one of the achievements, didn't I? I've read something about sand recently. Wasn't there some event or something we were doing? Hey, we had a donation. Thanks, Morgan. £4. Thanks, man. That could just be, you know, a metaphor. Sand made it into the description of something. I can't remember what it was. The writing of this, so this is the Ministry of Fire. The writing of this chapter does not come at insignificant personal expense to the author. And I now realise that I haven't introduced myself yet. I'm Hui, a researcher from the Ministry of Archives and a direct descendant of Minister Zal. He was, we believe, my great-great-great-grandfather. Following the Zaitan disaster and Emperor Kiabok's death, support for the Ministry of Purity was beginning to crumble. As efforts to rebuild the nation furthered, so did the Minister Yongi's adamance that Cantha remained secluded, another view that was falling out of fashion. After a series of violent outbreaks, the Empress officially disbanded the Ministry of Purity. Through related investigations, it was revealed that Zal too was one of Yongi's biggest supporters. A mentor to the young minister even. Wait, who was the mentor to who? Zhao was the mentor to Yongi? No, Yongi was a mentor to Zhao. I'm gonna find out I've been saying his name wrong. When information of Zhao's association with the Ministry of Purity spread, he immediately went into hiding. My family wasn't exiled like Tao's descendants, since purist beliefs weren't as universally contested as the gang-related violence between the Amphair and the Jade Brotherhood. Oh, that's beautifully written. Like, that totally tracks. That totally tracks. I mean, the Ministry of Purity was all about stamping that bullshit out. I can imagine culturally they being in that position. Rather, Zhao became a whisper, a memory that Cantha didn't want to remember. Zhao's whereabouts is still a mystery to us. After we went into hiding, so did all knowledge of his existence. One thing he'd made clear though, largely in thanks to a collection of peculiar documents recovered from the ruins by my associates. The power of the Celestials continued to run through the veins of the original ministers until their dying breaths. This is some like Vampire Lord shit, isn't it? What was that what's that dystopic futuristic city franchise? It's like a series of vampire movies about like a bunch of vampire mob bosses. Do you guys know what I'm talking about? I can't remember what the franchise is. It kind of goes off the deep end, but I used to really like it. Anyway, I love this idea that you've got these leaders of the ministries that are like corrupting themselves with dark magic. And they're like these almost like mafioso undead guys. Twilight. No, it's not Twilight. Underworld. Thank you. Underworld. Camel Wars. High five to you, Camel Wars. It's like Underworld, isn't it? That's what I was thinking of, Underworld. And there were like 4 of them, and they got really weird by the last one. The power of the Celestials continued to run through the veins of the original ministers until their dying breaths, although there's very little reading on the Celestial Blessing. Given Zhao, Tao, Jaisan, and Nai's prolonged lifespans, I can only assume that such a role gave them certain privileges. And fucking Ashu is out there as well. There's just no way that Ashu isn't. There's a... Guys, they're going into a story about a dark magic, immortal band of despots hiding in the ruins of flooded Kaineng, and surrounding all of it is some monster in Raisu Palace. Possibly Shiro? Possibly the Cthulhu monster? This is some dark, eerie shit, guys. This is good. According to me. I like the sound of this. I like the idea that the story goes on. This is good. Now, hold on, though. Hold on. Isn't there supposed to be another book? The thing I'm wondering is if I need to relog. What's this? History of the Ministry of Earth over there. The Fall of the Celestial Ministry, the Ministry of Earth. Getting information of the Minister Jaisan and the Ministry of Earth has proven to be just as complex as digging up information of Zhao's whereabouts. Jaisan's living descendants have all but chased me and my researchers away. From what I've gathered, Jaisan hung onto power as long as he could. Rather than disbanding, the Ministry of Earth eventually became what we know today. This is so weird. These guys are just like random NPCs in Guild Wars 1 that you can go talk to. I mean, they're not totally random, but they have no role in the main story, really. Rather than disbanding, the Ministry of Earth eventually became what we know today as the Ministry of Urban Planning. Though Jaisan passed from a heart attack, or so medical records say, shortly after the transition. But he's probably still around, right? Even to this day, members of his family still work for the ministry, and for that reason I will not name them here. When approached for comment, Jiobo, whose surname remains a mystery, refused to comment on his ancestors' vestige. This particular descendant has been displaced from the family for quite some time, and I'll continue to pursue his side of this complex narrative. How do they do this in Living World, though, when this has all been done in such a way that it's buried as fuck and most players haven't got any clue that it's here? Oh, I'm really happy this episode got this detail. The burning of the forever trees there. Oh my god, if Season 6 just keeps giving me more and more books as time goes along, right? Hold on, give me the... Didn't he suggest there was going to be a full edition?
Is it, good? Smut at least?
Alright, let's relog. Let's relog, but before we relog, I think it's really important we just go stand here for a real quick second.
Excuse me. Are you Pay?
Okay, alright. So now we're going to leave Arborstone. And then let's go back, and maybe it might... the odds of this is very, very, very low. They've been very good at dynamically updating the stuff. But maybe we might find another book there, and I'm into this enough to the level where I have to be sure. By having Rama and Gorik and Marjorie investigate it? Yeah, I mean, that's a cool thought, isn't it? Hunting down these vampire lords. I mean, they could do it as an actual vampirism. You know, there were hopping vampires in Cantha. They were kind of like East Asian vampires. They weren't like Western vampires or whatever. But, oh god, I keep doing this. But it's a cool idea, isn't it? Look, this is the Council of Liches, guys. My fan fiction from the other day. With Vizier Kilbron and stuff. It's the Council of Liches. Hell, the Joknar's Forge Lich lady might be one of them. Oh, he never said it. Oh, damn. He didn't say it. He's been disabled. He knows that I'm making fun of him. Yeah, and there is vampirism and necro traits and stuff. That's true. You've got Draethor. Draethor in Core. Isn't he described as a vampire, this guy? At the Delanian foothills. Actually, he might not be a vampire. What is he, though? He's something. Ah, no, there's no more books. Bro. I'm well up for that. That's really exciting to me. So Janin was receiving the celestial... It's so funny that then the Snargle room is next to this. I'm really satisfied with these side quests. The Zunra one's been good. The Marjorie one's been good. The Snargle one was good. The Fall of the Ministry was good. What did I just list off? 5 things there? 5, like, really good things to play, I think. What else is there? Sadly, I think we are done now. I mean... This is a story thing. I don't know what this is. Shisha Sakana's special mission? Building a better bot. Retrieve a variety of behavioral data to build a better bot. Doesn't this require me to do the Golem Mark II meta event? I'll check on Wiki if it's coming up, but I seriously doubt it is. If it's coming up, then I'll do it. No. It's tied to Covington right now. Wow, another donation. My god. James Dixon. How do you recommend I start and go through these side quests? I don't really want to use a guide, but I have a feeling I might have to. It's hard, isn't it, really? I don't know. I think go to achievements, open End of Dragons, and literally just click through each of these and mouse through them. The first thing I would do, though, is come here to Arborstone, come to this library, because nearly all the quests started here. Well, no, not nearly all of them, but a good chunk of them did. And then once you've got the quest, click the eyeball so that it's tracked on the top right. And go from there. Like, my watch list now is just these. These are basically the last interesting things of the X-Pack, as far as I can see. Oh, this isn't story. This is just being infiltrating the heart area, isn't it? That's what that actually is. Oh, God. Do I add a couple more episodes to this goddamn LP? I just want all of it in there. I don't want anything big to be missing. I don't think we are missing anything big. I'll have to have a good look. Between this episode and the next episode, I'll have a good, careful, serious look at that. What's this event here, by the way?
That Char
What is this?
Snaffle gave me a free copy of one of his books. He even signed it.
Oh, that's the Canuck coins downstairs. I see. That's the Canuck coins. Okay. I think, guys, I think I'm done for the day. I don't know what that means. I don't know whether that means we're going to push Endwalker back or something. I don't know. I think I'm done, and I want to have a really good sense of what we're missing. So join me next time for the finale, question mark. Or I might squeeze in one more episode in which we return to story and get some of these, like the Dragon Lab thing I really want to do. But, yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of fascinated by it, but we'll see. So, thank you, guys. Thanks for listening to me rant about whatever. Thanks for coming, and I'll see you on the next one very soon. If you haven't listened to me talking about Season 6, or Season 1, or Lion's Arch, or the Super Adventure Box, I have videos on those topics. Well, I've talked around the Super Adventure Box. And yeah, mostly I'm ending this here because I want to stew on it. And I want to see what people say in the YouTube comments. And I want to, like, maybe read the wiki a bit more. And then, yeah, we'll fill in some of the gaps. Listen, guys, we're really getting to the end here. If there's something amazing about End of Dragons that I haven't covered in this LP yet, and you know about it, let me know. We saw the Quaggan. We talked about Tix's Infernarium. We saw the side quest with Janin. You know, any of that stuff. Final details. Let's get them in. And I'll see you next time. So thank you, everybody. Hope you enjoyed. Obviously, all the alternate elite specs aren't in this, but there you have it. And I'll see you next time. Ta-ta. Don't remember to get your kale from your garden if you're doing that gardening for kale. Oh, and as well, I haven't done this yet today. Oh no, it's weekly, isn't it? It's not daily. It's weekly.
It's nice.
Remember to get the weekly sales from this guy. All right, there you go. Oh, I've still got to do the Jade Bot thing as well. There's stuff to do. We'll see you next time, guys. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Bye.